We're about a minute early, but that's all right. It's better than being a minute late.
Of course.
Now, what's going on, everybody? It's Arsenal versus Sevilla. Mad night tonight. Big props to the Gunners if they can get a win here. Welcome in, Gary. Gary, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Looking forward to tonight's game. I think we need a good showing, good strong performance, and to take the win.
Yeah, I think tonight the thing that really gets me is obviously Sevilla not in the best of form at the moment, although they got a fantastic result the other day against Real Madrid. But this is looking very bleak for Arsenal. If you cannot get a win here, it doesn't bode well. A loss here would literally put you in a situation where you've got 3 points off of 3 games in the Champions League, and then you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's not a big place to be, a good place to be. So, and look, this is not one of the best Sevilla teams that we've seen, but the opposite can be said for Arsenal's huge investment and where they finished last season. So, by the form book, Arsenal really should do well in this game, Gary.
Didn't we say that against Lons? We said the same thing.
I think the long swing were obviously because they hadn't been in the competition for so long. It was a bit difficult, and you kind of knew a wind was coming.
The thing is, I mean, Sevilla have got loads of experience, haven't they? They've got Sergio Ramos, that Acuna, two 37-year-olds, never seen goals. So they're bags of experience in the back, 3 of the back 5. But it's about how we go out and play. I don't understand the Jorginho starting again. Rice was clearly different when he went into the 6 against Chelsea. Havertz come on playing the 8, and the ESR playing the 8 sort of thing against Chelsea. And I think the team kind of just look better. So I'm surprised that Jorginho starts again. I'm glad to see Tomiyasu get a start because I think he deserved it. And Zinchenko defensively again, I think he's Campos. Yeah. He looks a lively winger. So every time I've seen him play.
So let's look at the team sheet, shall we, guys? Team sheet is Raya in goal, which I kind of expected because Ramsdale apparently only came back to practice yesterday, so he's had a good 3 or 4 days off. And I put some pictures on the preview that I had just before the baby was born. So good luck to him anyway. Congratulations to Aaron Ramsdale. I hope to see you next week, although I wouldn't bet on it. We've got White, Saliba, Gabriel. Tomiyasu comes in for Zinchenko at left back, and he deserves to. And he probably should have started. If you're talking about systematically and trying to get ahead of Sterling, he probably should have started that Chelsea game. Jorginho, I'm surprised to see him start. Now, either the issue with Partey is more serious in terms of he's just not 100% at the moment, which I can't believe because he's played 96 minutes over the international break. So Partey is okay. I just don't know why Jorginho. And look, I don't mind if Jorginho was starting, Gary, as long as he's been lights out, but he hasn't been in great form.
Yeah.
So
I like Jorginho. I think he brings a lot to the team when he comes on, but I don't think he's a starter. That's the issue that I have. I don't think that he's a starter. But if you bring him on with 15, 20 minutes to go and you want to see out a game, and, we saw him come on earlier in the season, didn't we? I can't remember the game, but he just, every time he got the ball, ping, crossfield, ping, crossfield, ping, crossfield.
It's Man United.
That's it. That's it. It was a perfect cameo for the situation that was required.
And he was making them look silly. He was hitting the ball over people's heads, and it was playground stuff for him at the moment. But up front, guys, we've got Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus, which is that front 3. And I thought they were going to start in Nketiah tonight because Jesus was so bad in the Chelsea game. But I can understand where the manager's coming from. They have to get this front 3 clicking. This is the best front 3 at the team. This is what we had for large. Obviously, Jesus was injured for 3.5 months, 4 months. But this is what we had for the majority of last season as our starting front 3. And we have, if they're going to win anything this year, or have a chance to, they need to get these three singing. You know, this is our Mane, Firmino, and Salah. This is our free setup, and they got to get them singing. So I do understand. I don't have no problem with that at all. On the bench, Ramsdale, Hine, he's got two goalkeepers on the bench. Zinchenko,
I think you have to do that in the You have to do that in the Champions League, don't you?
yeah. Cedric, Kivior, El Nene, Havertz, Vieira. Why isn't he starting tonight? Smith Rowe, Trossard, Nelson, and Nketiah. So, yeah, it's a little. Look, I'm not concerned because the bench seems to be coming on and being a fantastic impact for the last 3 or 4 games. Actually, they've come on and they've won games. They've come on and they've drawn games, which we've seen. Obviously, Fulham, we should have won that. Nketiah came off the bench and got the goal. We should have won Fulham, and then Fulham equalised late in the game. We rescued it against Man City. We won the game with our substitutions. Against Chelsea, substitutions came on and earned us a point. So the subs have been lights out. So I've got, for me, guys, I very rarely see maybe 4 or 5 guys who start in this 11. And for me, the rest is free to rotate. Because for me, everybody's a starter. So what's your expectations in this game, Gary?
A solid start. No big player mistakes, because that cost us against Fulham. I still think Real was at fault for the Modric goal. I know that people have said that he's coached to be there, but you know, if that cross from Modric comes into the middle, he can't catch that from where he is. That ball's going to sail straight over his head from where he was positioned. So I just don't get it. So just basically no mistakes, a solid start, and try to get the first goal in the game and improve on that.
So let's say hi to our guys here. 18 says, "Come on, you Gunners." Cam says, "I won't watch the match if Jorginho is start." Well, he's starting, mate. So yeah, so you're gonna watch it or you're not.
Nice to see you, Cam. See you soon. See you next week.
Right, we've kicked off on my side, Gary. How are you at the moment?
No, they're just about to kick off.
Right, okay, let me look and see where I am. I'm actually just on the BT Sports HD, on the TNT HD, because they've got 2, haven't they? They've got the BT Sports normal, then they've got the HD, and sometimes one's faster than the other. Shout out to you, Cam. Big up to Shay. Everybody met him in the last game that we had. Cam says, a big up to Gary and Apollo. He says, why isn't Partey starting? He's got a muscle complaint. He's got a muscle. It's not an injury, but it's just a strained muscle that he's got. So that's why he's not. That's the official word. So, guys, I'm going for a 1-0 Arsenal win. Gary, what are you going for?
2-1 Arsenal.
Excellent, excellent. So, guys, we're looking now. I mean, for me, the only thing that concerns me is Arsenal wearing this green shirt. The last time they wore it, they were atrocious. And it might be the bad luck jersey for this season. We don't know. But the thing about Sevilla, Gary, is their manager Alonso said they're going to approach this game like it's a cup final. That's how important it is, and that means they're going to bring the urgency, bring the desire, bring the intensity. If Arsenal don't match that, it's going to be another Lens, Gary.
Yeah, commitment's got to be paramount in any game of football that you play from start to finish. Doesn't matter who you're facing. You've got to be as committed or even more committed than your opponents, or you're going to get found out.
So here we go. My mind was just running on Tony. I was just thinking to myself, "Where's Tony?"
And he
might. Yeah, I don't know whether Tony's working this week because he might be on half term.
I am, but I was at the gym, so I do.
He was doing some marking.
Tuesday.
Hey, listen, Tony's been in the gym, man. He's trying to get buff, man, these days.
No, I'm training kids, mate. I've got the kids, so.
Oh, wicked. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. So, Tony, what's your thoughts on tonight's game?
Let's just wait.
That didn't go out. That didn't go out. That's handball. Yes. And he threw the ball away.
So, yeah, go on, Tony.
No, I mean, I'm I'm gutted again. Thomas Partey's picked up a little knock in training. So yeah, I mean, Jorginho, do your job, man. Do next man up.
Yeah.
But other than Jorginho, I'm very happy.
Yeah, and the thing is, we might have to weather the storm for a bit, but hopefully we'll settle into the game and everything would be good. Shout out to everybody at 101 Nation, and shout out to Fran. I was just on Golzaro listening to her talk about the Sevilla game and the Chelsea game. So shout out to everybody who's supporting her channel. If you're not subscribed to her, please hit her up at Golzaro and give her the support that she well deserves. What's going on, Nay? I hope you're good. What's your prediction for tonight, Nay? What's your prediction, everybody out there? Please send your scores in and let me know. You guys know how I feel about this green top, man. If we'd have went in there and win the yellow top, I'd have felt much more better about it. Cam says 2-0 to Arsenal. Cam says 2-0 to Arsenal. The game is starting off. Yeah, the game is starting off a little bit of a quiet start, if I'm honest. The atmosphere is pretty good, but it's a quiet start so far.
Sorry.
Yeah. Nay's going for 3-1 Arsenal. Would like to see Nay's. Would like to see Nay's son Saka come out and have a decent game today. I've just been given the Gary treatment. My screen's frozen, and I don't know why.
Yeah, mine's just gone completely off as well.
Yeah, let me just get back into.
No, what? We're back to kickoff. What happened there?
No, I'm at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I get BT Sports free with my phone, don't I? But the screen's too damn small. I can't figure out what's going on. How many times I was saying to Tony, and Ben White's picked up, and Tony goes, "That's not Ben White." And I goes, and Xhaka's picked up the ball in the midfield. He goes, "That's not Xhaka." So I'm done. I'm done with watching it on the phone because I can't see a damn thing on the tiny screen. Emerson, shout out to you. Hope all is well. He says, "Big up Gary and Tony and Apollo." Emerson's gone for 2-2. Shot from Tomiyasu there. Great to see Tomiyasu starting. Should he had start against Chelsea?
Oh, 100%. See, this is what I mean. We talk about the rotation, but it doesn't happen enough. For my liking, to be honest.
Yeah. It's there, but it's not enough. It could be a lot more. And sometimes, Gary, you think to yourself, look at us pressing now. Guys, I'm on 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Arsenal pressing very heavily, making it very, very difficult. Look at the press coming from everywhere. They've had to go back to the goalkeeper. Arsenal playing gap play right now, making it hard for them to put the ball through. And this is just easy at the moment. Saliba better get rid of that.
It's going to get more difficult, I'm pretty sure.
Press.
So what's been going on, gentlemen? It's really weird. Obviously we're coming into winter. Oh, big shot. We're coming into winter, and it makes my head think like, all right, we're not starting the season badly. We're trying to work certain players in. We saw Kai Havertz in for quite a bit.
Oh! Martinelli nearly put us 1-0 up. Martinelli feeds it down the left-hand side. He's got defenders chasing him all over the place. You can see here now, the ball comes through from Tomiyasu. Martinelli is onside.
Well,
It
he's
goes through to
actually
Jesus.
he's fed by
Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus. The ball
Yeah, but I
comes in.
think Jesus was off.
No. Jesus is on.
Oh, it's a good save by the goalie.
So the ball from Tomiyasu to Jesus. Look, he's in his own half.
Yeah. So warning there for
It's
Sevilla.
definitely a chance he should have scored.
Yeah.
But good save by the goalkeeper. It's a corner to Arsenal.
He's done
Oh,
well
is
there.
it? Or did it come off from Martinelli?
No, it's a goal kick.
Yeah. So it came off from Martinelli.
Yeah, go on, Tony.
He's
Carry on.
got a score there. Sorry, he's score.
Yeah. No, that's a definitely a good goal scoring opportunity. He could even round the keeper.
Arsenal, the pressing from Arsenal. If Sevilla can't get out of their own half right now.
I mean, even if he rolls that across the box, Saka's got to tap in.
Yeah.
But when you take it on, you've got to score.
The thing is, Tony, when your manager says we're going to come out and play like if it's a cup final, I think that's the worst thing you could see to a team who knows how to suck you in. Oh, Campos just had a chance there, near post.
Look, after day 2 of the Champions League, a win here is almost vital, right?
Well, I said to Gary, if you lose here, it's 3 points in 3 games, and you're bottom of the table. It's not good if we lose here.
And there was nearly a chance. Nearly a chance.
Gary, how are you getting on? How's your stream getting on, mate?
I'm just finding another one.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that was a bit of a...
Tony normally has those links to the other streams. Shout out to everybody. Hit that like button on the channel, please, guys, and let me know what your thoughts of the game is. Cam says the number 8 spot has been a total disaster since Xhaka left. Mind you, it was a disaster when he was at the 6. Terrible for 4 years and 1 great season with Xhaka. Pretty much summed it up there.
Yeah,
Jesus,
I mean, this whole Xhaka at the 8, it worked for a season, but let's not like pretend that he was like some all singing, all dancing, glory player for us. I mean, yeah, he had his best season, and I was glad for it. But you know, there's no doubt we've upgraded with some of the players that we've bought. You know, I just think when Jurien Timber comes back, this team is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I said that to Bertram yesterday.
You know, I think Declan Rice has proved already that, you know, he's a huge upgrade on Xhaka.
Arsenal win the ball back. Guys, the pressing for Arsenal is really sending to Sevilla and to all sorts. I tell you what, Gary, if Alonso doesn't change his game plan for Sevilla, they're going to get bottled up here. Because Arsenal...
No, we don't want him to change it.
On the edge of the box. He thought he was going to pull the trigger, but then he decided against it. Gary, Sevilla playing right into Arsenal's hands here. I mean, it's a tactical nightmare. They're over-aggressive, and Arsenal are just picking them off. Look at this. It's a lovely play by Martinelli there. It just loses the ball slightly. Arsenal win the ball back again. Odegaard. I mean, they're just picking them off. And the thing is, it's solid gap play. They're standing in the passing lanes, and the ball's just falling right into their feet. They're not even having to do anything, Arsenal, right now. Cam says, Jesus, very good player. Havertz at centre forward is better than any options that we have, including Vieira and Smith Rowe. Yeah, look, the manager's going to have to change something here because Sevilla can't come out and play like that. Arsenal would just chew them up.
Yeah, I mean, this is a one-sided game for us currently, which, you know, we want to continue with that sort of ball possession. But we know that Sevilla are very good on the break. You know, they had a pretty poor season last season, but still managed to win a European trophy. So, you know, this is not, under no circumstances is this an easy ride or is this an easy game. There's a lot of good expertise and experience.
Apparently, their record against British teams is played 9, won 2, lost 7.
Yeah, one of them 2 was against us, though.
What minute you on now, Apollo?
13 minutes now.
Yes, I'm a minute behind you still.
I'm at 12:50.
Yeah, I'm on 13, 13-10.
So as I was trying to allude to a bit earlier, Apollo, I think one of the things that I'm thinking already about is obviously we're coming into winter. If we, what's this, the penultimate game of the month for us. November's not the worst month. We've got a couple of big games. But yeah, just thinking, we have to start turning our thoughts and thinking January transfer window.
Yeah, and if they're fixated on Ivan Toney, then that's probably going to be their deal. I don't think you need to worry about the midfield. You've got so much bodies in the midfield and so many options. Party's not even in there yet. El Nene's not played. So don't worry about the midfield. Defensively, Timber's coming back. So, and you've already got enough options in there as is. Tomiyasu is your guy, just picking up. I mean, we haven't seen Kivia. We've hardly seen him this season. So I think it's all good. I think the squad, Tony, it's a far cry from what we've been used to previously before. It's probably the best squad since the Invincibles.
Yeah, we're blessed.
Yeah, and Gary, we're unbeaten domestically still. A lot of people were poo-pooing them after the Chelsea game. Chelsea, I thought, dominated for 70 minutes. I thought we did really well to come back and get a point out of it.
My boss is Chelsea, right? And he was like, I told you you wouldn't get a result. And I went, what are you talking about? I said, we was 2-0 down with 13 minutes to go. 2-2's a result.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, David Raya. What was that?
Rakitic
poor distribution from Raya.
Well, that's a foul, referee. Come on. Yeah, that's a foul. G, good to see you, G. I hope all is going well with you. He says, bad miss from Martinelli. Square the ball to Saka, and it's a tap-in. I think Saka was a little bit more behind him. That Martinelli chance came from Sevilla's high press. Apollo, you called it on your review, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, when I do my match day vlogs and I go downstairs at halftime and talk on the stairs, a lot of the things that I say, I tend to mix those changes in the second half. It's quite hilarious. I told his wife, I said, normally when I'm on halftime, I go down to the stairs and do my reviews. So yeah,
what step that is.
That one is a little bit funny. That is. But look, I think we're right where we need to be at the moment in this game. Here we go again, Martinelli. You got to do better than that, Martinelli. You got to do better than that. So here the joke, guys. The referee gets in the way, and the ball hits him. Arsenal win possession, so he gives it back to Sevilla. Oh no! Hold on. I think he's giving it to Arsenal. Who's going to do a drop ball?
It hit him twice.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I'm on 16:55.
Yeah, 15 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah, 50 seconds ahead of me.
Tony, it's a drop. Is that a drop ball?
No, don't do drop balls anymore, do they?
No, he just gave it to Sevilla and they passed it back to the goalie.
Yeah, technically he has given a drop ball, but Arsenal just walked away from it.
And again, you can see Sergio Ramos there has just hit the ball out of touch. They cannot get past our midfield. They cannot get past our midfield. We've done such a great job of pressing them high and then putting gap pressure on the second level, and they just don't know where to go. You can see here, they've come out the back again. They've got 3 green shirts around. As soon as their pivot man gets the ball, he's got 3 green shirts around him. Cam is asking, is it a single pivot or double? It's a double, mate. Declan Rice and Jorginho. And really, that's the only way you can do it. After what you saw against Chelsea, and Jorginho. You can't. I don't think as the way Jorginho is now, you can't do a single pivot with him. It's not going to work, mate. But every time Sevilla get the ball in the midfield, they're having to play it back. Although they've gone to the wide right now. See how you play the overlap. That's a foul. Thank you. We'll take that all day. Well done, Saka. Saka really didn't need to do much. Did you see Arteta's face shaking his head when Raya muffed that clearance? So let's talk about Raya for a second, guys. So the way that I see things at the moment now is he's obviously brought Raya in to be his number one. There's no question about that. So anybody who's looking for a quick Ramsdale return is probably going to be disappointed. But I did want to say that, and I mentioned this in the summer. I said that Raya hasn't had this level of competition before. Never played in a top four, never played for a title, hasn't played in the Champions League or in Europe in any respect. And I think that there's a certain level of pressure that's going to hit him, and we're going to see what that's all about. And I believe that that's been the case. I believe that the pressure for him to be lights out has kind of hindered his performance somewhat. However, that's not going to disrupt how Arteta wants to play. It's not an easy answer just to say put Ramsdale back in, because the innate ability to play the way how he wants to by sucking teams in, and I'm talking about the Man City game where the fans didn't really understand what the game plan was. Raya can do that, no fuss. Tony, what's your opinion on Raya at the moment now?
I think people get too up in their feelings too quickly. The toxic Arsenal fans get really irate when a particular player makes a mistake or two. They're humans. I don't get how his mistakes are any worse than those that Ramsdale would make on a regular basis. Bertram and I often said that Ramsdale was a mistake waiting to happen. He consistently created a mistake, but unfortunately, or fortunately for him, it didn't lead to a goal.
What about you, Gary?
Made a terrible mistake from Raya there.
I think Arteta's in a no-win situation now. If he takes Raya out, it looks bad on him, and it also damages Raya's confidence. So I don't think he can win either way. I don't think Ramsdale done a lot wrong. Yes, he made some errors. Like Tony says, he didn't really lead to a goal. A couple did. But and I also agree with what you say about Raya not having the level of experience, but then nor did Ramsdale when he first come in. But Ramsdale took to it like a duck to water, to be honest. If you think about it, he didn't really put a foot wrong very often in his first few games. But I suppose that comes down to the character of the man.
Jesus Christ. Jesus. Oh. Jesus went close, guys. The ball didn't reach. Okay, so Jesus puts up the ball 16 yards out on the slide. We've seen him do this before many times. I'm trying to give you guys a narrative so you can catch up. We've seen him do this. So
basically, the ball in from Martinelli comes in the box to Jesus. He has a little play around to get the ball out of his feet, but then the shot is well over. That
before, Tony, where he just curls the ball, little clever dinky curl into the corner of the top net, and you can see what he's trying to do. Just didn't get enough bend on it.
Oh, the press is on again. Very effective press.
It's lethal, guys. I told you I said this in the preview. I said Arsenal are going to use their aggressiveness and they're going to anti-press, or as you guys will call it, counter-press.
Yeah, I just saw the Jesus chance. I still think he's got to do a lot better there.
Yeah, and that's where they're winning the game, guys. The counter press is winning the game.
What I will say is they also just showed the opportunity that was created from the Raya bad pass, and that player, if he controls that, he's onside.
Yeah,
And has
slided it in, I
tackled.
reckon.
Yeah, Cam is saying counter pressing. Counter pressing. So when you press from the top high, and it's initially what they call a static press. But when you counter press, what you're doing is essentially is because when you attack a team, they normally are settled in and they've got their heels dug in, right? The whole point is attacking a team when they're not in their base setup. So attacking a team when they're not settled in their formation. So when you can do that, hence win the ball back quickly and spring in transition, that's called counter pressing.
It's never a free kick that Gabriel's given away there.
Or in Europe, it's called anti-press.
Is it?
Yeah, that's where it originated from.
I've never heard the phrase anti-press in my life.
Yeah. Cam's never heard of counter press.
I've heard of D-press.
And we've had plenty of that as Arsenal fans.
Yeah. So how reliable is this Ivan Toney story, Apollo? Is it firm, medium?
It's reliable.
Yeah.
It's firm. They've called him twice in the last month. They've called Brentford. They haven't spoken to the player directly, but they've called, obviously trying to be honourable. Some teams do that, but yeah, they've talked to Brentford, and Brentford are saying he is available. That's as much as I know.
I'm going to put this out there. I think we're better team moving Ketter up front.
Yeah, I said that before. I said that before, and I said that because a lot of people think we buy Tony and the goals are going to start flooding in, but he's no difference from Jesus from what we got. Jesus scored the same amount of goals as hit, non-penalty goals. That is, he scored 20. Tony scored 27 penalties for Brentford. Man,
go on.
Scores a lot of penalties.
Oh, got that wrong, didn't you, Dex? Little blood rush. Declan Rice was in a really good position there to have a shot or find the player. He did neither and ended up. We got a throw in though.
That's got to go cross goal with it.
Yeah. That Sevilla crowd is dead quiet.
Wasn't they involved in some racist chanting again against Real Madrid?
Something like that, I believe. Yeah, Tony, you know when a boxer has a plan and goes into a ring, and in the first round he gets a haymaker on the blind side, and it just forces him backwards, and it makes him trying to revisit his strategy for the next 3 rounds. That's probably what's happened to Sevilla. Here come Arsenal again. It's wasted my time.
So I'm looking at the corner. So 27 minutes in now. Short corner. Oh, I got that wrong.
Yeah, it's a decent spell for Arsenal, though, guys. Gary, Tony.
That was a messy
really
corner. That was a messy corner. I'm not sure what they were planning.
Here comes. Look at this. This is relentless. This
What
Arsenal
the
press. Sevilla don't know where to go.
Looked like Martinelli just missed his kick.
Yeah, he did.
Jesus rolled it back to him. Martinelli just missed his kick.
Guys, I have to say, Sevilla don't know where to go. Arsenal are all over them, and they just cannot deal with it.
So, Apollo, let's talk about the set play coaching.
Ooh, this
because
looks
I think I see a pattern that there's definitely something different about our set plays this season, especially corners. We're trying stuff that we wouldn't have tried last year, and that's down to our.
Saka's shot was blocked. Tony, remember, we were the #1 team at scoring from set pieces last season. I didn't believe it myself. I thought, what on earth is that going on about? But a lot of that is predicated on Saliba, Gabriel. You know, a lot of that is predicated like Saliba. Not so much Saliba. He had 2 goals, didn't he? But Gabriel, 6 goals. He scored. Gabriel scores goals. Mind you, he hasn't done well this season scoring after 8 or 9 games. But Gabriel normally is a scoring centre back.
Yeah, and it's actually quite strange to me that those guys haven't scored yet.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that, we saw Saliba score last year on a couple of occasions. We saw Gabriel score on a couple of occasions. We saw goals from Tomiyasu. We saw goals from Zinchenko. We saw goals from Ben White.
Yeah.
So
I think we've got to
the
do,
only
Tony,
player that didn't score from outfield was Kivior. No, Kivior scored.
You did score,
Kivior scored.
So there was only like one player who didn't score from outfield.
So Tony, for me, Tony, you've got to
Yeah.
give respect to Nicholas Jova, the set piece coach. You've got to give him. You've got to give him his flowers because he joined at the end of 2001, and since then he's just transformed us. He's just transformed our set pieces. We seem to know what we're doing at the moment. Oh, there you go. All nice and tidy. Yeah, guys, I think we are well in control of this game and probably should be maybe not 2, but at least a goal up.
I don't
Guys,
like the idea of being in control without a goal.
Yeah.
I only like control when you're ahead. Control means nothing if you're not ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you, Todd.
True. And again, guys, I have to reiterate, this is just like, this is supposed to be the front three, and they just look a little bit toothless. This is our best front three, man. It's I think it's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm going to stay with what I said at the beginning of the game. This is your Aladdin's magic lamp with these front players, and you have to get them to start clicking. It's early doors. We've still got an hour left in this game, so
I think the biggest problem with this front three is the decision making. You've got one Saka that normally makes the right decision, and the other 2 normally make the wrong decision.
Yeah, it's good Saka there, intercepting the ball, well played. You see what I mean about gap play, Tony?
Yeah.
You're making it, if one part of the team's pressing, and the other part of the team is gap playing. So first of all, they're being hurried and harassed into playing the ball. Then when they do play the ball, there's no opening passing lanes. So we're doing just a fantastic. You guys just saw the clip of Saka intercepting that pass, and it's all done by design, and we're stifling them. G saying we are starting to dominate now. Keep the pressure on. Odegaard and Raya problems again. Raya has had more errors in 5 games than Ramsdale in the last 2 seasons. Actually, no, that's not right because Ramsdale had 6 errors last season, didn't he? Only one of them accounted for a goal, though, which was Southampton in the first 60 seconds. Saka's down. He's receiving treatment as well. It looks like an ankle.
If I was Mikel Arteta.
Oh, it's a bad one.
I'm not complaining.
That looked like a nasty challenge there.
Yeah.
No.
He stepped on his toe.
Doing there.
He stepped on his toe as well. He stepped on his toe. Yeah, Nay, you just looked at the... He's back on his feet. but he's in a lot of pain. And you know what that would mean for me, guys? That would mean he comes off. Jesus goes at right wing, right attacking wing, and he's coming off. Is he coming off? And then Nketiah would go up front for me. No, Saka's just walking to the sideline. He'll probably come straight back on.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be all right.
Yeah.
I think what happens that as the guy challenges him, his ankle sort of gets held in the position. So when the guy traps his leg, his ankle's slightly behind him.
Yeah. He's holding his ankle, but it looks like he's back on the field as well, guys. He's just run it off.
Yeah, he'll be all right. The guy's like a machine. He's just so physically strong. You know, that jollof rice is good.
He'll have to be physically strong because he's broke properly. He got to find a way to ease his workload.
Oops. So 35 minutes in. Arsenal dominating the play, but
yeah, it's so good at the moment.
You know, look, this is one of them
We've
games.
only created one chance, one proper chance.
We do need to create more. Sevilla coming now, look like they're on the attack, and they overplay it into the arms of Raya.
Babu says Saka has been the most targeted player by defenders. Agreed. And I think Jesus is the most fouled player, isn't he, in the Premier League? And G says jollof rice. We don't have that in America. What is it? Has Gary had any?
Greg, that's not true. That's not true. But depending upon where you are in the United States, you can get jollof rice.
Yeah, bro. I had to drive 20 miles for a West Indian place when I was in Orlando, so I know the feeling, man.
Oh,
Even though he's in Cleveland, Ohio, so he's in a worse place. Hey, bro, trying to find a West Indian joint in Cleveland is like trying to find one in Utah. Good luck with that. No, it's a reddish kind of rice made with chili peppers. And then you can have it with meat or fish, but it's kind of a stew rice. It's kind of a stew rice with peppers, and it's very, very nice.
Yeah,
it's
heavily seasoned
proper African dish.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of good nutrients in that.
Yeah, like West Indian is more known for rice and peas, but African is more for jollof rice. It's a more of a mother.
Martinelli down the left.
All of a sudden, it's just turned into Rice 101.
Hey, rice, baby.
Yeah, no, so I'm pretty certain that the influences of jollof rice and Afro beats has become quite prominent in the Arsenal team.
Yeah, for real, man.
I find it quite amazing how Afro beats is now so heavily promoted in the UK, to the point that we now have nationally syndicated radio stations playing hours worth of Afrobeats music. So, you know, look, we grew up in an era where there was so little contribution from the African community by way of, entertainment.
Yeah,
and literally everything was, English and Caribbean. Now,
G says he's talking to Gary. Gary, get to your African restaurant if you've got a takeaway or anything and ask them for jollof rice. Gary, get it done. Gary, get it done. G saying,
I'm on it.
Gary,
I'm on it.
listen
Next
to this.
game, I'm going to have my jollof rice.
What's
Yeah,
he saying?
man.
Left-hand side is lacking in jerk sauce, rice. What's this? Rice and peas and Martinelli trying to combine is like making fish soup with rocks as the main ingredient. Yeah, guys, we have a serious injury here. It looks quite serious. Martinelli down or holding his ankle. Hold on, guys. Let's see what's going on here. It's a pretty bad one. Let's have a look. So 2 players going for this. Oh, they just collided. But what's happened? No, 2 players just collided. I don't think it's anything serious here. It doesn't look like anything serious. Martinelli's rolling around like Jesus, but to me, Jesus is the biggest actor on our team. It really winds me up. He goes down crying, holding his face all the time. I tell you, Jesus is really, really... And you know why, Gary? Because Nketiah doesn't do that.
No, he's fallen on his ankle as he's fell.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Nothing in it. That's just another one where the ankle gets stuck under the person that's falling.
So, Gary, as I said, when Nketiah goes down, he gets up, gets on with it. When Jesus goes down, Jesus is all in tears and crying.
It's not even, his ankle didn't even get trapped. I don't like all this diving about, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a book in here anyway.
There's a serious conversation taking place between Albert Headphones and Mikel Arteta. I'm not sure what they're saying. It'll be interesting to, what would be interesting to have, like in the NFL Apollo, where they have the somebody who's mic'd up.
Yeah.
It would be very interesting if they ever introduce it in the UK.
Yeah. They did it at the Women's World Cup, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right, here comes Arsenal on a break. It's Jesus. Doesn't look like he's got a lot of support. Yeah, I've never seen a player on the floor as much as Jesus. Never.
But that Seville coach has got a whole playbook in his hand, man.
Yeah.
Whole big red folder. How did they get the free kick? How did they get the free kick from the challenger?
Don't ask. It's just baffling to me.
So, Tony, that throw-in, he throws the ball into Jesus, and guess what Jesus did? He dropped to the floor. The defender puts his arms on Jesus' shoulder, and then Jesus just sits on the floor like he's got fouled. I mean, come on. The play acting is just winding me up, man.
It is.
Evening to you, Ken. Ken says Rice is having a stinker. I don't think they're playing too badly at the moment. And Rice is more involved in the counter press. So I think he's doing okay. But I think our pressing has been incredible this game. We haven't given them an inch.
I think to say that Rice is having a stinker would indicate that his passes are all going in the wrong places. He's running in the wrong places. I don't get what you're saying. He's having a stinker.
I don't think anyone's actually having a stinker. We just haven't really created anything.
Yeah, we just haven't created.
He says Sevilla are a standard having a stinker. That kind of is very negative in terms of how you assess the performance of one player out of 11. Look, there's a lot of players who aren't playing 100% accurate football, but to say that he's having a stinker, I mean, that just to me is just, I don't know what you're watching, fella. I really don't.
Oh my God, how's that a free kick from Saliba? That's next level jokes.
Ken says, can't see where the creativity is coming from. And I think that that's a really, really good question, because Odegaard has really been struggling for a while now. I think he had some really good games.
Is definitely not...
he's struggling.
He's not dominating the way the football is being played, the way he normally, we expect him to. Normally we see him driving the football and creating so much.
So Sevilla showing press now, guys, and Arsenal. Ben White gives the ball away. What was that? Ben White gave the ball away.
Typical Ben White.
Ben White gave the ball away.
But that's Ben White. That's Ben White all over though.
I don't know what he was. We were looking to break the press. So if you keep doing that, then it's going to invite Sevilla on more because they're going to be thinking that the press is working for them if you keep giving the ball away like that. The whole point of not doing that is to break the press. That's a strange one. Anyway, Sevilla in possession now. Finally in Arsenal's half. 43 minutes and 50 seconds gone, guys. And Sevilla's starting to see some luck. G says, Ken, we need to talk about Odegaard seeing none of that ball and not doing anything to change that. Cam saying, Odegaard has been bad since Rice got to the club. He looked like he's feeling the pressure to perform as captain because clearly Rice is the real captain of this. Oh, there you go again.
Yeah.
Tony started this last year with Shaka. I was like, come on, man.
I mean, this whole, like, why would Odegaard be affected by the arrival of Rice? That just makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense at all. Here comes Sevilla, though, guys.
They don't play the same position. They don't play the same way. You know, Rice is trying to understand the Mikel Arteta philosophy. Odegaard knows it and has flourished in it. Why would the arrival of Rice affect Odegaard? That just makes no sense.
Ken says, put Martinelli down the middle and to use his pace against old men and Jesus on the left. What do you guys think about that?
That's another thing. There's never no interchange. You never see Saka go over to the other side. That you can try something different.
Yeah, we did it last season.
In this game here, it's just been 43 minutes of the same thing.
Yeah, you're
Great
right.
pass, Saliba.
You know, so why don't you try something different in game? This is where Arteta's in-game management lacks.
Well, it's not about management; it's about instruction. I mean,
yeah, but in-game instruction management, it's the same thing, Tony, is it not?
Yeah.
Go and say to your players, Saka, switch. Jesus, go left. Jesus, come right. Saka, go left. Martinelli, come through the middle.
I mean, the thing is,
Jorginho just gave the ball away, guys. Jorginho just gave the ball away, and here comes Sevilla, and it's close. But it goes wide, and that's all because Jorginho gave the ball away. Oh.
I'm just looking at that move now.
Sloppy by Jorginho. These are the things you rarely ever see Thomas Partey do in that position. Oh. Jorginho's got a lot of experience in the Champions League.
Yeah. The thing is, the whole interchanging of positionings.
Got to put that down as a chance.
Arsenal just don't seem to have a huge amount of it. You know, we don't see Martinelli coming over to the right. We don't see Saka going over to the left. You know, I don't know if the metrics tell you that you don't gain any advantage by trying to convert.
Yeah, look where Gino gave the ball away. 2 passes later, they're on the edge of our box. How does that happen?
Yeah, that's a bad pass by Jorginho.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you give the ball away halfway inside their half, and within 2 passes, they've split us open, and they whistled a shot past the post.
Yeah,
that can't happen.
They've got to be looking for that. That's why, Gary. I mean, if you're counter pressing, then your attacker, your striker, has one intention. As soon as you receive the ball, get yourself in the space where we will deliver the ball to you, and you have to go one-on-one against the defender and try to score a goal.
G says, honestly, I don't know what we've seen. I don't know what we see doing apart from playing pragmatic football and going into collisions in the wrong areas of the pitch, leading to injuries. Cam says our approach has changed this season, and this game is actually a closer representation of what we used to do last season. Sevilla on the attack here. Arsenal defend. Oh, great. Hold up play by Jesus. He's through. Go on, Martinelli. Finish.
Yes.
Finish. It's 1-0. 1-0 to Arsenal. Well done. That was what a play by Jesus. That's what I'm talking about. That was on Jesus. That was on Jesus.
Hey, come on.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
We sucked them in. We talk about counter press. We sucked them in. Sevilla had a chance. Really, really good chance. All of their players, they wanted to score before the half. Arsenal come in, get rid of the ball in transition really, really quickly. Jesus flicks the ball behind his ankles, beats two midfielders, and slips the ball into Martinelli. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He's about 40 yards out. He's got 20 yards to run and tee up the goalkeeper. He runs round the goalie, slots it in. It's an absolutely fantastic.
Do you know what? He didn't even run. He didn't even run round the goal. He just walked round the goalie. That was the easiest round the keeper I've ever seen in my life. But Jesus made the right choice.
Yeah.
For once, he made the right choice. It's all about choices. Control the ball. You do your little turn. Martinelli's on his bike, slide him through, let him do the rest.
Beautiful.
Guys, I talked about Arsenal's strategy to suck them in. It's a brilliant goal. Sevilla were on the attack, and it was the speed of the counter attack was. Jesus was so calm, so calculated, knew where he wanted to go. And then when Martinelli gets the ball, he's got all the time in the world. He's got 40 yards to run. Everyone's behind him. He's teeing up the goalkeeper. Goalie goes down quickly. It's just a fantastic goal. Absolutely fantastic. Tony, what's your thoughts? Tony's getting the rice right now. I better refill my drink. Guys, I'll be back in a second.
So, yeah, I thought it was beautiful play from Jesus. I mean, the ball comes out from the back. He's in between two players, but he does a beautiful turn that basically puts him through.
Yeah, a lovely little Cruyff turn, and then the pass, immediate pass. That's what made the goal. Because if he holds on to that a little bit longer, Martinelli's probably going to run offside.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's interesting because we were talking about Martinelli going in the centre, and that's how the fluidity works. When your fluidity is working, that's what you expect to see. You expect the winger to come in off the wing, find himself in the centre and create opportunities. And Martinelli, with his pace, you want to give him those situations. If a defence wants to push up, you want him to be in a position to come off the last man and find that through ball. And he's going to score. You know that. He's done it over and over again. The most... one of the best ones was against Chelsea a couple of years back. He's got that in his locker. And that's
dare I say it, Tone? That was a Theo Walker-esque run. But we don't make enough of them runs, them diagonal runs where when the striker drops in, you want one of your wingers to make that diagonal to become the centre forward to receive the ball. We don't do that enough.
I agree, Gary. I agree. And it's good that you got a ball playing striker like Jesus. That turn is integral to that move.
100%.
Without that turn, he doesn't do it. He doesn't get the opportunity to lay that ball into the feet of Martinelli.
But what I like is when he turns, he picks the right choice. He doesn't decide to run with the ball. He doesn't turn back in. He doesn't turn back out. He turns. There's the run. Bang. There's the ball. Go and do what you do.
Yeah,
football's all about decisions that you make. And Jesus, 9 times out of 10, makes the wrong decision at the wrong time. He wants to do too much.
That's a bit harsh to say 9 times out of 10. I would
8.5 times out of 10. Then I'm not 0.5 off. But overplay, overkill.
Yeah,
you don't need to beat the same man 4 times.
We have to appreciate what he does deliver for us. I think we can improve on Jesus in terms of a striker option or someone in that position. But, look, let's not forget last season, barring injury, he had a phenomenal season for us.
Yeah, no, agreed.
And it's for him now to take the next step. My thoughts this season at the start of the season was, look, you scored 9 goals last season. It would be great to see him score 15 to 20. Obviously, he hasn't started the season in that kind of form. And
I just want to see that. I just want to see them all make the right decisions at the right time. Martinelli's another one who doesn't always make the right. He's 50-50, Martinelli. He gets his head down, he runs.
The funny thing is, Gal, he's 50-50, but he still scored 15 goals last season. Yeah?
Oh.
Saka. We know Saka is hot and cold sometimes, but he still scored 16 goals last season. Now, if those two continue to replicate that kind of goal-scoring form, in my estimation, I want to see goals spread out around the team. I want Odegaard to come in with another 10 to 15 this year. I'd like to see Declan start knocking in sort of 6 to 8 goals this season. In fact, 6 to 8 isn't adequate because Granit Xhaka scored 7 last season. And somebody I'm sort of having a dispute with is saying to me that Xhaka is better than Havertz. And I'm saying by the end of the season, Havertz would have scored 8 goals. So
but they're different players. They're different players, Xhaka and Havertz.
But the thing is, I want to see all these players contributing in the manner which we know Arsenal are expecting. We expect to see goals. We want to see, look, we want to see a slapping, don't we? We've seen Newcastle slap a team with 8 goals this season. I'd like to see us score 6, 5.
We got that team on Saturday, didn't we? Sheffield United.
I want to see 6. I want people to start scoring and getting a feeling of, you know what, we can go out and slap a team. Because if we're talking about comparing this team with the Invincibles, well, the Invincibles used to beat teams by 5 and 6.
I think that's got to go down as assist of the season for Arsenal for me. Look at that. That's just lovely. The first touch this takes, it's just lovely. Where are we, guys? Cam says, decent half, solid defensive except for rare mistakes. We had 2 great chances, should have scored. Jorginho's next team will be like Pisa FC or some stuff like that. That should set it all.
Pisa.
Guys,
I've never heard of that team.
Guys, I have to bid you adieu.
Pisa, Italian second division.
I have my boxing podcast to attend to, so it's been a great half. I will be watching. I'll try and pop in at the end. See you guys later.
No problem, Tony. Thanks for joining us, man.
As
always. Cam says, world-class assist. Ephraim, brilliant counter-attacking goal. Jesus took out 2 players with the turn and another 2 with the pass. What a player. Yeah, great assist. Victor, shout out to you, bro. Hope all is well. He says, we need to rotate our players, otherwise we will burn them out by mid-season. Arteta needs to learn. Yeah, I think he's learning, but he's not doing enough. Arteta's not doing enough on the rotation side. But that being said, this is a tough game, but even though you're 1-0 up, you're dominating the game. So let's have a look at this, shall we? Even though you're 1-0 up, we're dominating the game. So I'd like to see, let me see. I'd like to see, maybe not Kivia. I'd like to see Vieira and Smith Rowe come on, and Nelson. I'm not worried about Trossard and Nketiah because they play all the time. But I'd like to see Nelson, Vieira. We haven't seen Vieira in a while, but I'd like to see Vieira, Smith Rowe, and Nelson get a shot in this game.
It seems almost like Smith Rowe's jumped back ahead of him, doesn't it? Yeah, he got the nod for the Chelsea game and nod for the game before that as well, coming on as a sub. So it looks like Smith Rowe must be doing something right.
And guys, look, let's not sort of pretend that Sevilla have been bad. They haven't. Sevilla had a big chance in stoppage time and they went wide. They're playing at home. They're the current Europa League champions. which is why they're in the Champions League. And but Arsenal, for me, guys, have been dominating this game. The counter press has been absolutely killing Sevilla. And look, Sevilla couldn't have it any other way. They came in with the game plan that we were going to go top heavy. We were going to rush at Arsenal. We were going to play the ball forward. We were going to be aggressive. And Arsenal have taken that and just delivered counter punches. They've sucked him in and they've just blown by them. Arsenal's press is hugely aggressive. In the midfield, the gap play has been fantastic. You can't fault Odegaard and Declan Rice for the gap play, and Saka. Can't fault them for that at all. And it's been going really well. And this is what I predicted the score would be. I said it's going to be 1-0 to Arsenal. But second half is a lot of football left to play, and we have to really see how it develops. Victor says Declan Rice is the set piece. Yeah, he is the piece. What was it? 4 man of the matches already this season. So Gary, what would you change in the second half? Would you change anything? Who would you like to see come on?
If anyone, I'd like to see Nelson and Smith Rowe get a run out. I think Nelson could have a good game here today. He likes to take it. He likes to take it to the opposition. Then he likes to get the ball, beat his man. He's a bit more direct than Saka. Saka's a bit more wants to cut in. Nelson always wants to go on the outside and then cross the ball and stuff like that. So I'd just like to see us have more opportunities on goal as well. Yes, we've dominated the first half, but Martinelli went through, should have scored early on, and then he goes through and scores. But that's only 2 opportunities on goal in 49 minutes. I think we need to be stepping that up a little bit. When we get the opportunity, someone have a shot, someone put a cross in, low, hard. Let's see what can happen. Deflected goal, goalkeeper error, tap in, who knows? But I don't think we do that enough. We haven't done it enough this season.
And guys, this is just the dominance that Arsenal are showing here in this game. This is the game's XG, and you can see here Sevilla has not even had a shot on target. They haven't. They're playing at home in a game they have to win. They had 2 games previously where they were 1-0 up against Real Madrid and PSV, and those games ended in a draw. You've now got Arsenal coming home. In the first half, you've got a 0.29 XG. And really, Arsenal, the scoreline doesn't do it any justice. For me, I think Arsenal should be 2-3 up in this game. It's been that dominant. It's been that much of a good performance from Arsenal. Only a 1.43 XG, 2 shots on target.
I think you can say that's the only thing that's missing, Apollo.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So, guys, in the chat, what's your thoughts? Talk to me, man. Let me know what your thoughts are in the game. Overall, I'm really impressed with it, to be honest. I said at the beginning of the game, don't get frustrated. Have some patience. Give it a little bit of time, because what was working in regards to the game plan was working. Forget the goals. If your game plan is working, then that's absolutely what you need to build a foundation to actually bring the victory home. So, yeah, no issues with me and that at all. Cam says, beautiful combination play between Jesus and Martinelli. Clear God, that first half was boring. Shout out to Tomiyasu for making the diversity inclusion worthwhile. Oh, Gary would love to hear that. Oh, diversity inclusion. That's funny. That's funny. That's absolutely funny. Second half is about to start, guys.
What would I love to hear?
It was like Cam just made a comment about shout out to Tomiyasu for making his diversity inclusion worthwhile. He said the first half was boring. He's too funny. G says, I think Odegaard's role remains, but I think it allows us to be more dynamic with our 8s. Jesus can combine both on the left and right, allowing Odegaard to drift as well. They both can also drop deeper and release players ahead. But what would happen if you had Jesus as the number 8? That's the question, really, because
Well,
he's playing
would have
like
to work
it.
rate, wouldn't you? He gets up and down, he tackles. Wouldn't be a bad shot to give him a try.
He's almost playing like a number 8. So yeah, it's a strange one. I still want to see Smith Rowe in there. I still think if Smith Rowe gets a run in the team, and I'm talking about 2 or 3 games in that position, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. Players coming out in the second half, guys. It's so far so good at the moment. How good a buy is Declan Rice? How good a buy was Declan Rice?
It's obscene, isn't it? I mean, you say like he's nicked 4 man of the matches, but he's actually been good in every single game he's played.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a bad game, and he didn't have a bad game when he was at West Ham. So that's why 105 million looks money very well spent.
Yeah, it does. It does, mate. They're just showing the Martinelli goal again. I tell you, that assist.
Yeah, I just see.
I'm going to be thankful.
But you know what was funny, Apollo? The Seville defenders were busting their butts trying to catch him, and he didn't even look like he was running. He didn't even look like he was running.
Absolutely hilarious.
They're both them 2 centre backs are both 37 years old, didn't they? They was busting a gut trying to catch him, but he just walked the ball to the net.
Absolutely hilarious. And he just splits the ball through. He beats 2 players with curling the ball around his ankle, and then he beats another 2 players with splitting the ball through the middle. It's just absolutely magical. Second half has started again, guys. But before we go and bring you back into the action, let us look at the league table at half time. League table, guys, goes like this. You can see here at this point in time, Arsenal are now topping the group. The other game is 0-0, guys. So if everything stays as it is, then I think this is a great result. But we just have to, I think, more of the same, really.
Jesus is playing the 8.
That's madness.
Jesus dropped in and playing the 8.
He might as well, mate, because, he might as well. Here comes Arsenal again. Gary, I'm 46 minutes, 15 seconds. Here comes Saka. Saka squares it to Odegaard. He has a shot, but it gets blocked. Jorginho picks it up, though. It comes to Martinelli on the left-hand side. Arsenal in total control. Saka now is playing on the left with Martinelli. That's a poor pass from Martinelli. Go on. Declan Rice, go on. Just have a go. Ben White just being wasteful there. Oh, it's got a good feeling about another goal coming from Arsenal tonight, guys. Got a good feeling about a second.
See, man, you got to shoot there, Martinelli. Why doesn't he shoot there? When he cuts in, why doesn't he just let one fly?
So here you go. Look at that pressing. Sevilla, Gary, Sevilla they've got Bob open, no hope. Arsenal are just, they're playing the ball out with 5 at the back, and Arsenal have got 5 players in their face. They're going man-to-man. Arsenal take the ball out. It's gone to Jesus. Oh, it's saved by the goalie. Oh, Odegaard goes over the bar. Should have been 2-0. Should have been 2-0. It's the press all over. Look, it's so aggressive. It's man-to-man marking. Jesus wins it. Odegaard's got to hit the target.
Martinelli wins it.
Yeah, Odegaard slices it over. He slices it, and it should have been 2-0.
Yeah, 100%.
Sevilla cannot.
Martinelli wins it. I think Jesus would have been offside, to be honest.
Yeah.
But see there, Jesus has made the wrong decision there. He should be cutting that back for Odegaard to strike. This is what I was saying to Tony. It's about decisions. And there, the keeper's right in front of him. He can't get it through him. Cut it back on the floor. Because at that point, there was no defenders on the line.
My friend, and that is why Thierry Henry had 20 assists, which was a Premier League record. Here comes Sevilla, and it's wasteful.
And still is a Premier League record, isn't it?
Kevin De Bruyne tied it, I believe. Yeah, I believe.
Oh, it must be the goals and assists then, 20 of each.
Oh yeah. He's got more in one season than anybody ever. Oh, that was close. Okay, so it was a corner for Sevilla. It looked like Sergio Ramos got a touch on it, and then it's gone out for an Arsenal goal kick. Looks like, yeah, it's Ramos. Yeah, Ramos gets a touch on it and goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, nowhere near the goal.
Right. So I think he's tied the assist with 20, but but overall I think he's got the most. He's matches to 100 assists. He's done it in the least amount of times. Here comes Arsenal again. Odegaard and Saka on the right. Saka chips it in.
What
Jesus headers it, but yeah, Jesus header goes straight into the goalkeeper's hands.
See, that's where you got to pass it, Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, Arsenal have come out absolutely on fire in the second half, man. They want to put this game to bed. And like I said, if they do get a second goal, they expect to see some substitutions.
Well, I think they've had the first 45 to look at Sevilla, haven't they? And they obviously don't see nothing that can hurt them. So why don't they step up the pressure?
Yeah.
Well done. Oh, come on, Odegaard. Do better than that.
So G says a really positive start for Arsenal. That Martinelli goal, Ken explains why teams just defend deep, and we can build up play and have space so quickly. Look at Tomiyasu defending there. That's just top class defending. Get the hell out of here. You decided. What's that?
A beast,
He's mad, mate. Ever since he took out Salah in that game last season, and you know what? When we play Liverpool again, if you don't start Tomiyasu to go against Salah, then there's something seriously wrong. If Zinchenko's your first choice man when you play Liverpool, then there's a serious problem.
That's what I mean. It's horses for courses, Apollo, isn't it? You know you've got a tricky winger, Tomiyasu's your guy. If you haven't got an opponent that's going to skin him, then you play Zinchenko for what he offers us in the attacking sense.
And the thing is, Tomiyasu's willing to run up there and support Martinelli as well. Of course, it's not as good as Zinchenko, but people want a defender first rather than attacker. If you're playing left back, play defense. I think that's what's frustrated some people, even though Zinchenko is so important to the way we play. Here comes Sevilla now with the press. It's now gone back to Raya. So Sevilla, they kind of look like they're coming with the press, but they're really afraid. Arsenal pick up the ball with Declan Rice on the left-hand side. It's Jesus. Jesus is wide left, trying to create something. Oh, what a goal from Jesus! What a goal from Jesus!
That's why I was laughing.
Oh, what a goal. We talked about Jesus scoring from tight angles. We've seen him do this a couple of times before. He's scored a few goals like this before.
PSV have just scored against Lons.
Ooh. Oh, that works in our favour.
Yep.
We've got 2 goals there, yeah.
What a goal from Jesus.
That's the cracking strike.
Guys, honestly, FJ. Oh, what a goal from
Just when you said Jesus on the ball, I knew that he scored, but that's why I was laughing, because I knew you was going to see it in a second.
So that's 3 goals. That's absolutely brilliant. So for Jesus solidifying the fact that he'll probably end up getting man of the match in this game. just an absolute sublime. Look at him. He picks up the ball here. It's not even in the penalty area. He takes the defender on 1-on-1 and he dinks it. It's not even a dink. He blasts it.
But that's what we want to see, Apollo. We want to see people taking shots. We see numerous players doing it, cutting in, and the first one, as soon as they beat that first defender, is can they hit the far post? We don't do that enough.
That's 3 goals in 3 Champions League games for Jesus. Just following up his wonderful assist. Imagine, look at the assist and look at the quality of the goal. It's Jesus' night tonight, guys.
That's an unbelievable strike. But that's what we need to see more of, people doing that, because we cut in and then we're looking for a pass instead of a shot, and we need to do more shooting like that.
That's right, yeah. 54 minutes and 20 seconds gone. Arsenal now just cruising in this game. And me and Gary said all along the game had 2-0 written all over it because of the way Arsenal's just dominating the play. Just before that, you could see that Sevilla just skeptical of trying to press Arsenal because Arsenal is so good in transition.
Yeah, you can see that they're worried. They don't want to come. They don't want to go hell for leather because they're going to get picked off.
Yeah, that's right.
They can't leave space at the back because Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli will all outpace them.
Here comes Arsenal again. The ball rotates from left to right. Oh, the guy goes to Saka. Saka beats his man. That's a penalty. He's shoved in the back, but no, then Rest's not going to give it. It was light. If he gave it, I would say that Saka would have got lucky for that because it was light. But he does get, nonetheless.
He should have switched it back the other way, Jesus.
Yeah.
He should have switched it back to Martinelli.
Yeah, it's a penalty shout, but it's a light one. You know, what can I say? I've seen him given. He would have been incredibly lucky if he did get the penalty. Mark, shout out to you. I hope everything's going well. Mark says nobody want to cuss Jesus now. Yeah. I mean, after the atrocious game that he played, here comes Declan Rice. Great ball from Rice into Martinelli. Why didn't Martinelli shoot? Go on, Saka, finish it off. Odegaard, get it on target, mate. Nice blocked. Sevilla in all sorts of trouble here with Arsenal. Arsenal nearly going 3-0 up.
Martinelli hasn't got a left foot. That's the problem there.
Yeah.
He's got no confidence to shoot with his left foot.
Yeah, they're showing the penalty again. It gets nudged over, but it's really soft.
Sevilla are bringing on Eric Lamela.
Yeah.
Real Madrid reject Mariano Diaz.
Lamela, he scored the Rabona against us, remember, for Spurs. Shout out to Mark. Mark says, Apollo, hope you guys are well. We're doing well, mate. And the scoreline is what we wanted to see. A lot of questions were being asked of Arsenal before this game, and Arsenal have answered in fine style. This is the performance they should have put in against Lens 3 weeks ago. It's a very, very good display. And again, don't focus on the scoreline, Gary. It's the performance, mate. It's been a very good performance.
To be fair to Lens, though, they had a lot of young players, whereas Sevilla don't have that. So they had the energy to keep going and going and going and pressing and pressing and pressing. Sevilla don't have that.
Yeah, yeah. Jesus has been fantastic tonight. Moments of magic. I mean, you know, the thing about Jesus' performance tonight reminds me of Electric Sanchez. Agree, Gary?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see the resemblance in the goal and the assist.
Yeah.
But we just need him to do it more often.
Yeah,
like to make the right choices.
Yeah,
I keep saying it, but it's so important. Like even that one before where he turned, where he received the ball from Martinelli, and I think he should have reversed it back to Martinelli rather than going infield, because Martinelli would have had a clear run and goal.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit! They've just scored.
Yeah, 2-1.
Okay, so it's not. I mean, they came out of nowhere against a run and play. It's not anything we should be overly concerned about at this point. There's still half an hour left in the game. Still a lot of football to play, guys.
A free header from 6 yards out.
Yeah. They're showing it again. It's a corner. Arsenal normally really good defending set pieces, and nobody just picks him up. It looks like Ben. No, who was it? Ben White was on him, and Ben White was actually in front of him. Yeah, Ben White just doesn't get to the ball. It's a good header.
Ben White didn't even jump.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
He didn't
much
get the
open
grab.
game now. Mark Clark says Arsenal are a good team. We have nothing to worry about. We going in the right direction. There's going to be ups and downs, and it's a long season. 100%, bro. Cam says Tomiyasu should be first on the team sheet. A warrior. Tommy has that left side on lockdown. If Shinchenko played, we'd be in panic mode every 2 minutes.
Why don't you play Zinchenko in the 8? That's where he plays for Ukraine, is it not?
Yeah, he plays the 8 and 10. Corner to Arsenal, guys. But yeah, if you're just joining us out of nowhere, Sevilla are back in it. Goodeli just scored, standing right behind Ben White, gets almost a free header, really, and it's a game. We got game on all of a sudden.
Yeah, once he goes over Ben White's head, Jesus is the wrong side and allows him the free header.
Yeah. Another corner to Arsenal.
Oh, and he's just taken off Gabriel's head, or is that Saliba? No, Gabriel.
Gary, I'm on 60 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, you're 15 seconds ahead of me.
Second corner to Arsenal. Sporting. It's a terror. It's not a good corner from Saka. That's wasted. That's wasted. Emerson, good to see you, bro. Hope all is well. Thanks for the update on the forum about the under-19s today. And they lost 2-1 to Sevilla. If you guys wasn't keeping up with what was going on there. No, it's Martinelli. Just pinched the ball. They had a throw-in. But Martinelli, in true Martinelli style, loses possession. There you go. Arsenal tidy it up. Jorginho in the midfield to Odegaard. Switched it to the right. Saka side. Arsenal really looking to respond quickly here because with a 2-0 gap, Saka just roasts. Oh, that's a free kick. Free kick. Referees just linesman's giving that free kick to Arsenal after Saka being dragged down. 2-goal cushion was good for Arsenal because it allows you to do all these different things in the way you play, and then you can bring on subs and start to rest people. With the game at 2-1 and still half an hour left, there's just not really that luxury of doing that. And the goal came against really out of nowhere for Sevilla. So Arsenal really trying to take the advantage back.
Yeah.
As I didn't finish reading Emerson's message as well. He says, scoreline, we need to kill them off with more goals as PSV are doing us a favour in question. Question for Gary. Who was last Premier League player to score against us for Sevilla?
Nzonzi. Steven Nzonzi.
Ooh. It's another Arsenal corner there. The goalkeeper looked dodgy on that one. Saka whips it in. Goalie should have caught it, but he fists it instead. No confidence in the goalkeeper there at all.
Emerson, I'm saying Steven Nzonzi. Come, let's make one of these corners count.
Yeah, I know. They were saying Arsenal hadn't conceded a goal away from home this season, and now they've conceded 3 goals in 4 days away from home, and all of them have been fairly cheap. They've been cheap goals that we've given away. Very uncharacteristic of Arsenal to give goals away from home. Declan Rice has been a monster.
Loans have equalised 1-1.
That's handball. Sevilla just hit the crossbar, but I think it's handball anyway. Yeah. Sevilla just hit the crossbar, but it was handball anyway, so it wouldn't have counted.
That should be a yellow card because he clearly controlled that with his hand. Clearly, that should be a yellow card.
Yeah. Actually, Raya saves it. Raya saves it. Look at it closely, Gary. Look at the fingertips.
I'm just seeing it now.
Raya pushes it on the bar. It's very difficult. It's hard to see. It's really hard to see, but Raya pushes it on the bar. Wow. Sevilla playing with fire in their belly right now. Sevilla believe that they can come back.
They got nothing. They got nothing to lose. I like to see Arsenal in a dogfight fight of everything. Declan Rice brings so much to that side of the game.
Agreed. Cam says it's really good.
It's a foul throw. He threw it like he was playing netball.
Cam says it's really good save by Raya, and he wasn't to know that the flag was up. Exactly. Exactly. Sevilla now just throwing hell for leather. Tomiyasu so solid there at left back.
Odegaard needs to make way.
Yeah, he's not having a good game, is he?
And listen, all players drop their levels every now and again. It's what happens.
And to be fair on him, we talk about Saka, but he hasn't been rested either. He played 37 games last season. He plays every international game. So we all talk about Saka not being rested, but Odegaard, the same thing with him. We've just seen an overhead kick here.
And Odegaard plays a much more high energy game than Saka because he's constantly pressing back, up, down, defending through that middle.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. This is not good. Oh, I tell you, they're getting too many shots now. Sevilla are throwing everything forward but the kitchen sink. And one of the Sevilla players has just got a yellow card.
Another overhead kick. Another overhead kick, man.
Yeah, but it was deflected, so it could have gone anywhere.
What's the line then?
Yeah, it could have gone anywhere, Gary.
Oh, he got the yellow card for being in the ref's face.
That's right, yeah, dissent.
He hit his own player. I don't know why they're claiming corner.
Yeah, I think that save is going to do Raya's confidence a world of good, considering what he went through.
It hit Gabriel's hand. That was on the player.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. So,
I think it's time for Kai Havertz, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so as well. Who's he booked?
Who?
He's booked Jorginho.
Yeah.
Is he booked? That's a high kick from Jorginho. But again, guys, it's only a high kick if someone puts their head there. If you actually have a look, Jorginho's got his high foot there before the head comes in. The head comes in afterwards.
It didn't even touch him anyway.
Yeah, nonetheless, Jorginho has got a yellow card, guys. Which is the first Arsenal player to get booked. We just need to finish this game off.
We just need to get a hold of it again.
Yeah. That goal woke the crowd up.
But now we've dropped deep. We've dropped deep and we're inviting them onto us.
Yeah. It's all Sevilla now, guys. It's all Sevilla. That goal really invigorated them. But Martinelli's just taken the ball off and he's lost it. If there's one player that you wouldn't want to win the ball that deep, it's Martinelli because his vision's not the greatest.
But why? Yeah, but why is he trying to cut inside when Gabriel Jesus is
Declan
standing
Rice
10
now.
yards
Declan
from
Rice.
his left
Declan
shoulder?
Rice has run past 5 players, and he's near on goal. He passes it off to Saka. Saka taking too long, and it gets blocked. Lovely run by Declan Rice. Declan is saying to Saka, "Why didn't you just give the ball back to me?" What a great run by Declan Rice. And guys, if you look at the stats that I provided for Declan Rice when I've talked about him over the last 3 years, he's like #1 in the Premier League in dribbles. He knows how to bring the ball out so well from the midfield. He ran past 4 or 5 Sevilla players there in the midfield. Gary,
I
did you
don't know
see
why
it?
Saka. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I don't know why Saka's really trying to shoot. That's a rolling ball. Great headers from Yasu. I think it's time to see Odegaard removed and Jorginho put right back into the 6. Smith Rowe coming off.
Problem is, if Odegaard comes on, then I'd rather see Smith Rowe. And unless you switch it around a little bit. Oh, that's better. That's better. Come on. He's tripped him, referee. He's tripped Odegaard. It's a foul. He's tripped him. Oh, for Christ's sake. He's tripped him. Gary, did I miss something there? Because it looks like Odegaard get.
Looked like a foul to me.
Ref is just letting it go, man. He's just letting it go. It looks like Arsenal took the sting out of the game there for a second because it's been all
another corner to Sevilla.
Yeah. Guys, this is what we wanted. We've waited 6 years for this. Champions League football's back. These are not the easiest games. It's going to be a tough game week in, week out. And so, you know, we're up for it. My stream just jumped back about 5 seconds.
I'm on just approaching 71 minutes. Corner comes in and Gabriel heads it out.
Yeah, same thing happened to me. So I lost 20 seconds on my stream. So I'm 71 minutes, 5 seconds now, same as you.
Yeah, same as me. Huh?
Yeah.
Man United had just gone 1-0 up against Copenhagen. Good tackle, Saka. Yeah, he needs to make a change. But Tomiyasu's down, clutching his left foot. Oh, Harry Maguire scored.
I tell you what, guys. People talking about Declan Rice.
Arteta's going mad at the 4th official.
Yeah. It's because they should have blown it for the Odegaard chance.
No, Sergio Ramos has stamped on Tomiyasu's foot.
Tomiyasu, yeah, I saw it. Yeah. There's no VAR.
Havertz for Odegaard.
Yeah, that was the right thing to do. Jesus is getting the armband.
The ref telling him to go off. He's giving Jesus the armband.
Yeah. I like Kai Havertz, man. I'm rooting for the kid. If he wins, we win. And that's how I look at it.
Like I said in the chat, I already panned him in one game, but I think he's been excellent.
Yeah. Right, Gary. I don't know. What can they be doing now? I don't know what they're doing now. So they could either be putting Havertz at the 10 or Jesus at the 10.
Well, I'd put Jesus at the 10 and Havertz up front.
David Raya beats that press so easily.
Yeah, they
I
weren't
mean,
even. I don't
that's
think they was
calm.
ready for the. I don't think they was
Yeah.
ready for the goal kick. Saka loses the ball.
So at the moment, it's Havertz at the 10. Yeah, so it's Havertz at the 10 at the moment, guys. So for me, Havertz would just give Arsenal a little bit more height and more steel in the midfield.
You've got to tackle there, Ben White. How have you not gone to try and win that ball? Oh,
Yeah.
Raya flaps. Oh,
He's offside. He's offside.
yeah. I think Ben White's got to go and try and win that ball. Yeah, that's the tackle should have been made there.
Yeah, he's yards offside.
Raya just barely got his fists on that though.
Yeah.
These midget goalkeepers don't like them.
Oh.
And then he kicks it straight out of play.
Right. Okay. I actually. Oh no! What am I doing? I should have kept my stream as it is. 74 minutes. Gary, 74 minutes and 50 seconds.
So exactly the same as me.
Yeah, good.
And Raya scuffs another clearance and gives it straight back to Sevilla.
Well, all he's doing is kicking it to Havertz.
Who's that gone down in the box? Lamela, booked for diving. Lamela booked for diving.
Yep, deservedly so. Cheating basket.
He always looks half dead at Everton, man, doesn't he? Because his eyes are fixed, set back in his head.
Yeah.
He looks like Skeletor with skin on. See, he kicks it long to Jesus when you've got Havertz on the pitch. That makes no sense.
Mm.
It makes no sense at all. Well played, Saliba. Well played, Jorginho.
Yeah, and you know what? They haven't really been
And Ben
tested.
White, shocking. Jesus.
What is he doing?
But Arsenal got it back with Saka.
Yeah, that's right. Jesus won it. Saka's got it. Skinned his man. He's got options in the middle. He's got Declan Rice all by himself and he misses the pass. Declan Rice must be so frustrated.
That's a terrible cross, man. He's got 3 players to hit and he doesn't hit any of them.
Oh, God. Wasteful. Wasteful. Declan Rice in all sorts of space.
Jesus' legs have gone. Can't even get across the press. And they beat the press so easily. Look, they're halfway inside our half now. Look, 2 passes.
Yeah, got to get Eddie on, mate. Got to get Eddie on.
That's terrible, man. Everyone just stop there.
Yeah, we need some fresh legs
It's
in
a great cross. What a cross that is. And good flicked out by Saliba. Saka keeps it in. He's just walking. They look, they're half dead.
Yeah, they put a lot of work in. Because remember, the press was so intense in the first half from Arsenal.
And Ramos has gone over the top of Havertz. And Havertz is down. Holding his shoulder. Sergio Ramos plays to win. That's the only way to play. That was a foul, though. He's got both his hands on the back of Kai Havertz's head. Jump like that. It's going to be a hot 12 last 15 with injury time.
Yeah, it is. Squeaky bum time now, guys. We have to win this game, man. We have to win the game. It's so tight. What's the score in the other game?
Still 1-1.
Still
See, again, he throws the ball to Jesus, and you've got Havertz on the pitch. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah, we've got some tired legs here. Martinelli.
Oh, well played, Tommy Asu. That was a through ball that was putting the geezer clean through on goal.
Yeah, Tommy
And
Asu read it, mate.
Jesus, pass the
Yeah.
ball, Jesus. So Jesus has just lost it again. Stupidness. Now he's gone down
Yeah.
injured.
Yeah, they should have taken him off. It looks like cramp.
No, hamstring. He's holding his hamstring.
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
But this is what happens when your players are tired and they make one tackle too many, one run too many. They're going to pick up injuries.
But 5 minutes ago, I saw it, you saw it, and we said, you know, he should come off. Eddie should get on there. It's too late now, isn't it? I mean, Eddie's looking to come on now, but it's too late. You should have done this 5 minutes ago. And and no doubt about he's been man of the match. He's been magical tonight. But you should have taken him off. So he's got up. He's walking okay. But Eddie's coming on anyway.
And the captain's armband goes to...
Should be Gabriel. Is Jorginho still on the pitch?
Yeah, I think it's gone to Jorginho.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of a limp on his right leg. He doesn't look happy. And Trossard on for Saka.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, see, while they're dropping like flies, Arteta, that's a good substitution. That is a substitution Arteta normally wouldn't have made. That's a good substitution. Now,
Yeah,
now
should have been made 5 minutes ago.
Does that mean now that you can... Oh, it's all over the place, isn't it? Because you could put Trossard at the 10 if you wanted to. So would Trossard go on the left and Martinelli on the right?
So it still looks like Trossard's on the left. Trossard's on the left. Martinelli's gone right. Nketiah and Havertz up front.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be. So it looks like we're playing a 5-3-2. Looks like we're playing a 5-3-2.
Come on, Eddie, get those legs pumping. Why?
He's just the second Arsenal player to score a goal in each three of their first Champions League games for the club. With
Oh, you both run the... Oh! The break was on, and Trossard and Nketiah have left it to each other.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What's that?
I think Emerson needs to listen to what your son is saying.
Their first three Champions League games with Chamak being the only Arsenal player to do it.
Okay.
Cam says, wow, he actually took off Saka. Madness. It's good play. Go on, Eddie. Tomiyasu goes to Trossard on the left.
Corner.
Yep.
So trivia question time. Gabriel Jesus has become one of only two Arsenal players to score a goal in each of his three Champions League games. Who's the other player?
Can you hear that, Emerson? Man United nearly let one in there. You know, I've got a dual screen on my IPTV. I don't use it enough though. Right, so Gary, I'm at 83 minutes and 35 seconds.
83-42.
So somehow my stream has dropped.
Lil, move. Lil, move.
NBA season starts tonight at 11 o'clock. Can't wait for that.
I used to watch a lot of NBA, but I don't really watch it anymore.
Yeah, me and Tony are still on it, man. Sometimes I stay up like till 4 a.m. and watch the games. Jesus looked absolutely exhausted when he came off. All Arsenal have to do is hold out. And if the score stays like this, guys, it's been an absolutely good game for them. You know, give credit to Sevilla. You know, there are no pushovers in world football.
Well played, Trossard.
Yeah, he does well there. And then roll over twice, do the little bit of time wasting with the faint injury. Anything to take the time off the clock. That's good there from Trossard.
He's limping heavily, though.
Well, he's only got them little hobbit legs, hasn't he? So it's difficult for him to make it up. Yeah. Yeah, my man of the match goes to Jesus. We're not even at the end of the game, but it's just the 2 goals, just so magical. You won't see a finer 2 goals in a long time for Arsenal right now. And you know what? The substitutions, the little bit of injuries, all of that.
Well done. Good pressing, Eddie. Fresh legs.
Yeah, we've done enough to take the sting out of the game. Gary, and it's imperative to let the fans, because the fans really got into it after that goal, and that was a challenge. Then you had a challenge for half an hour to quiet these fans down, and for 25 minutes we've done just that.
Yep, agreed. Oh. Well done, Declan Rice.
Yeah, that's great cover on Lamella. That's great cover.
Eddie had 3 on him there, nowhere to go.
We should call Eddie the Prowler. We should go call him the Prowler.
That makes him sound like a serial attacker.
Yeah, we should call him the Prowler, man, because he's just for all of you Marvel fans out there, Spider-Man villain. He's Uncle Aaron, so you should know who the Prowler is. Yeah, guys, my assessment, I think Arsenal have taken the sting out of this game, because if you look at the intensity from the home team, listen to the home fans, Arsenal have just taken the sting out of this game. It's what they needed to do.
Come and claim that, Raya. Raya, come off your line, man. And he makes the save.
Very dramatic.
Yeah, I think it was going out anyway, Gary.
Yeah, but a couple of times that ball's gone up in there. Come and punch it now, or that was bending off the turf. That spam back off the turf, that may have been hitting the post or going just inside with the spin on the ball. Oh, here the car on Compost has not controlled it. Good, because he would have been in behind Tomiyasu there.
Tomiyasu's solid game. Tomiyasu, for me, guys, Tomiyasu's getting an 8 tonight. He'll probably get a 7.5 or an 8. He's been absolutely solid. He hasn't given him a sniff.
Get outside him, Ben White. Didn't they keep
picks up
hold
the
of it?
ball. Yeah, so we're just hey
Oh,
guys,
Jorginho, give it away.
again. That's 4 times already.
Oh, we got
What
away
is
with
wrong
it.
with this guy?
We got away with it, but he
How
passed
many
it.
times is it?
Started bleeding.
Right, I'm gonna be
Kirill
honest with
coming
you.
on.
I'm gonna be honest with you. El Nene won't do that.
So Kirill's coming on.
I'm gonna be
So then
100% honest with you. El Nene wouldn't do that. He just doesn't
Nah.
do that. El Nene is so tidy. He doesn't do that. It's one thing you won't see him do. People say sideways backwards. He's actually a lot better than that. But he won't do that.
Eddie's just making stupid fouls, man.
I mean, to be honest, Eddie knows how to be a nuisance, and that's exactly what he's doing.
And here comes Sevilla again.
Slowing down the
Lamela.
game. Oh, Trossard nearly gets an interception on that.
Well played, Tomiyasu.
Six minutes at a time.
6 minutes added on.
Yep, 6 minutes.
6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie, fresh your arm. Remember that song?
Yeah, remember that.
Clear it there. Come on, Eddie. Come on, Eddie. You can go faster and even press that, Ed. Oh, they've headed it over the bar. Good crossing by Rakitic.
It was wide and over the bar, yeah.
He's coming off Gabriel.
So Martinelli off, Kirill on.
So, yeah, I mean, to be honest, Martinelli's been missing for the last 10 minutes. The game's just left him by. Excellent.
He's just come back from injury, so he can't be fully fit.
Yeah. Got a good run out tonight. Good to see Jakub Kivior on.
Why is Eddie and Havertz jumping for the same ball? That makes no sense. On it in behind. The referee played the advantage there. We got lucky. It was a foul by Saliba. The referee played the advantage and the pass was overhit and it runs through to David Raya.
He did. 18 says, I love how Gary lets his son stay up to watch the footy before bedtime. Good daddy.
No, there's no school. They're on holiday, innit?
Yeah.
Half term. I was there.
I think we got to wait another week and where because it's different in boroughs, isn't it? It's different in depending on where you live.
Oh, well played, Trossard. Oh, I should have reversed that deck.
Yeah, Trossard's done well there to just keep that going. He's got the simple ball
if
there.
Declan Rice would have reversed that, Eddie was clean through.
But Gary, all we need to do is play keep ball. That's all. You know, coming up 93 minutes. Just
that's a
keep
foul.
The ball.
It's a foul, no? I thought it was a foul on Jorginho, but the rest give a throw into Sevilla.
No, that's silly. I thought he got there late. I thought that was a foul. But I got to say, Arsenal just look comfortable in this situation, Gary.
Yeah, don't talk too soon, please.
I mean, they've been managing the game so far for half an hour, and like I said to you, they're taking the sting out of the game.
Yeah, the sting's definitely gone, but with one goal, it only takes one ball lofted into the box. There's only literally 2.5 minutes to go, so they're going to keep pumping it in the box, and they're well cleared by Tomiyasu.
Yeah, you've essentially got how many? 5 centre backs playing in there. 5 centre backs.
Yeah. Oh, Havertz, you've gone wrong. Don't give no free kicks away. Havertz with a silly shirt pull, but no free kicks given. Seville still got it. Well done, Eddie. Someone get out to him.
This is
Oh,
squeaky
what
bum
rare?
time,
Oh,
guys.
my
It's
God.
coming up to 94 minutes.
He's crossed the ball. David Raya has dived.
I know, I
He's
saw
gone
it.
to fist it out. He's hit his
Yeah.
wrist and gone back over the bar.
Yeah. I've never seen
He could have
anything like
caught that. That was ridiculous goalkeeping. Mr. I come
close
and
for
catch
Sevilla
crosses.
there.
He could have caught that.
I have to see that again because I think he was at full. He was at full stretch. He
Go on, Eddie.
woofed on that one. He woofed on that one, Gary.
He woofed.
He woofed on it. Yeah, he woofed on it. Yeah, Eddie's kicked the ball away there and is lucky to not escape with a yellow card.
Here comes Sevilla again.
Yeah.
Well played, Declan Rice.
They're playing the overload there on Tomiyasu.
Eddie, you got to get out to him, Eddie. And it's lobbed in, and Raya claims it easily, falls to the floor, and that
1
should
minute
be
left.
it. But
Yeah.
after that, they're just showing it again. He's punched it, and it's come off the back of his fist over the bar.
No, yeah, he couldn't have caught it. It was too stretched for him to catch it. Had too much
That's
pace
what
as well.
happens.
But
That's what happens when you're a midget goalkeeper, Apollo.
yeah,
You don't have that
that's
reach
right.
to catch it.
Yeah, that's right. David Raya is starting to give me kittens now. The thing is, yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well played, Jorginho.
I don't know what's going on with Raya, man, but the kittens are creeping in at the moment. I don't know what's going on there.
Well played, Eddie, holding it in the corner. It's a foul.
Tony, have you been seeing David Raya? Did you see him woof that one? Oh my God.
Gave me kittens, mate. Gave me kittens.
Oh wow.
I think
It's got to be time up, innit? Surely.
You know what? I didn't get a chance to say what I thought about the Raya Ramsdale thing, but in my estimation, you just play Ramsdale.
So the added time is up, and here come with a Campos. Oh, he blazed it high and wide, and that's got to be it, surely. And that's full time. Arsenal hold on to an impressive 2-1 win.
So that is an absolute great victory tonight. It's the result that we needed. Let me just type in full time.
Saved the last minute penalty.
And I'm hearing that Andre Onana saved the last minute penalty to give Man United victory.
Yeah, what an absolute guys, this was a great result for Arsenal.
Yeah, amazing.
We made very hard work of it.
Well, it's because the thing is, Gary, you have to laugh, don't you? Because Arsenal fans talk like the Champions League is a breeze, and we ain't been in it for 6 years. And not just that, but there's a little caveat. We weren't successful in the Europa League for 6 years. And a lot of that was because we played our reserve players. So when people say we weren't successful, well, there's a little bit of a reason for that. We never took it seriously enough. But that being said, we went to a final in Baku where we just stunk up the joint. And actually we were the better team than Chelsea at that point. So we've got to own it. We can't make excuses all the time. We've got to own it as fans. But this is not going to be easy. I've been saying it since the summer. Every single time we bring up the Champions League, I keep saying to you guys, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And for some reason, Gary, our fans just think it's a breeze.
Yeah, it was never going to be a breeze, but I think we could have done a lot better tonight with some of the possession that we had. We only had really 2 shots on target, and we scored both of them. But I think that's got to improve. We're kind of managing games without actually going and steamrolling teams.
You've got the coach.
Yeah, so I think we're managing games pretty well, but we're allowing teams to stay in the games, and I think that's something that I would like to see go the other way. I want to manage the games like we are, but I also want us to go forward and steamroll the teams.
Yeah, I mentioned that at half time about us, in our invincible years, being able to score 6 and 7s, beat teams out of sight. And, one of the things that I think we did really well last year was being able to be defensively strong, but also create a lot more opportunities per game than we have started off this season. So there's a balance there, isn't there? I mean, we want to be a little bit more difficult to beat, but at the same time, we do want to, be offensively at our best. Now, I think that Mikel Arteta is caught betwixt and between, because effectively, if we want to go gung-ho and be that all-out attack-minded type team, it comes at a risk. Because you remember last year where we were seeing Tommy Zinchenko up in a box, and we're seeing Ben White flying past Bukayo Saka and all that. It's great when it's working and you're that attacking team who's pressing and scoring goals. But after a while, and I think this is what happened towards the end of the season, teams seem to work some of that offense out. And this is akin to my Miami Dolphins, the greatest show on turf. They were talking, and I was like, hang on a second, it's only going to last so long before teams work out how to deal with that offense. And once they work that out, all that motion at the line, then you're going to have more of an issue. And we got caught out this weekend by the Eagles. And I think Arsenal are in that, where teams have seen the modus operandi for Arsenal and gone, we can be a little bit more clever defensively and create more of a problem for them to break us down. And therefore, that means we have to be a little bit more diligent defensively. Now, defensively this season, the 2 games we've drawn, we haven't been diligent enough, and we've actually thrown away points because we've given away goals in both games.
Okay, guys, let's get the play. Sorry, Tony, finish off.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say it is a very difficult balance, and one which I think Mikel Arteta is sort of betwixt and between in terms of, what do I do? Do I go all out attack and play, for instance, does he choose to play the more attack-minded Kai Havertz, or does he play a more defense-minded Declan Rice?
But I can understand what you're saying, Tony. I can understand what you're saying, but I can see how you play that way against the City, Liverpool, Tottenham. But against other teams, I don't think you need to be so pragmatic in your approach. I think against like Sheffield United coming up the weekend, I think you can afford to be a bit more gun-ho, because they're not going to have
like he did against Bournemouth. Like he did against Bournemouth. Yeah. So and guys, look, let's not remember that we're still unbeaten. A. B. The B is that we're starting to see a bit of rotation. I don't think anybody expected Tomiyasu to start tonight. And then C, let's not remember that Arteta's made some fantastic changes in the latter part of games to get us over the line. 3 or 4 times this season he's done that, where he's done it from the bench. So there's a long way to go, and I think it's early days, because look, the reason why I say this, because I think that teams like Newcastle and Spurs have really hit a good patch of form. Brighton, And I actually don't think Arsenal have hit a patch of form. I think that we've laboured our way through the first 10 games. And there's a lot more to come from Arsenal Football Club, in the same way there is probably with Liverpool as well. And you can say probably the same for Chelsea. Like, let's not underestimate how good a manager Pochettino is. He got Spurs to the Champions League final, and he got them competing for top 4 football for a long time. So, and the thing is, he didn't have the money to spend at Tottenham. Now he's got some really good players. Like the players that he's got are pretty good. And so it's going to take him a bit of time to figure it out. And I think we're starting to see signs where Chelsea is starting to figure it out. But so I think there's been teams that have improved, and there's teams are going to be solid. The Liverpools, the Cities, teams have improved, the Brightons, the Newcastle, Spurs. And where Arsenal right now is, we're caught in this funk where we're trying to play up to the expectations of last season, which is impossible because we had the best start in Premier League history. So far, guys, we're on the same points as we were last season after 9 games, and we're actually unbeaten. This time last year, we had already lost the game at Man United. So we've got to be a little bit balanced. I understand all the frustrations, but there's a lot of good to like as well with what's going on. Let's do the player ratings. Here's my ratings here now. Some of you guys was messaging me saying I was harsh against Chelsea because I gave a lot of 3s and 4s. But sorry, guys, that's just reality of it. For 70, 75 minutes, we were just absolutely awful. So I've got to be honest as I can be. And remember, I'm not the only one here giving my opinions and views. So as much as my scores might be high or low, the other 2 panelists might think very differently. So with Raya, guys, I'm going to go with a 4. I don't know. I don't know whether it's from the Chelsea game with the nervousness is setting in. Average in possession, did have some good balls today to break the press, which I liked. But a couple of times he could have just come off his line, which he's known for doing. He comes off his line way more than Ramsdale. But tonight he looked like Ramsdale in goal. He was planted on that goalkeeper line, wouldn't come out to collect catches. So I don't know whether it's a confidence thing with him because of what happened against Chelsea. It's now the cat's out the bag, isn't it? He's made 1 mistake all last season. Already this season, he's made 3 or 4 mistakes. And so for him, I think the expectations is just starting to get to him. At the beginning of the season, it was all about Ramsdale. Now the talk is all about Raya. And I think it's starting to creep in there on him. The fist where he muffs it is, I don't even know what's happened there.
I haven't heard that word for ages, Apollo. Muff.
Yeah. I don't know what is going on there. And it's proper, like when you're a kid, you don't wear gloves, you wear muffins, right? It's just proper muffins business we're dealing with here. Yeah.
No, you don't wear muffins, you wear mittens. They're called mittens, ain't they? Mittens, not muffins.
Well, I don't want to change the word to make him sound like a baby, man, but so he just doesn't get it right. He's nearly punished for these errors, but just not a good.
Could you imagine if that back fist? Could you imagine if that back fist dropped in the net?
I know it would have been. That would have done him in, mate. And I think he's already.
I would have sent him back to Brentford.
Yeah, he's already. Remember, we've only paid 3 million for him so far, guys. Ben White, I'm going to give a 5. Just lazy in possession. The way when he's so calm and lazy, it's almost like he thinks every ball he's going to play is going to get to an Arsenal fan. And sometimes there's no intent on his passing. And I saw this in Chelsea as well. I mentioned it in my review and player ratings. He's the one that gave the ball away that led to the Mudryk goal. Tonight he's doing the same thing 2-3 times, just losing the ball in possession. And that's not our game. That's not what we was last year. Last year, we hardly made any mistakes. That's why we got 15 wins in 17 games. But this season, all this little sloppiness is coming back into our game, and it needs to be rooted out. And back-to-back games where I've seen Ben White just being a little bit lazy. William Saliba, I'm going to give him a solid 7. I thought he was extremely confident after having that horrible penalty over the weekend. His recoveries tonight as well. He made 3 good runs in recovery where the striker got behind him and he done his best to get back in possession. He wasn't flustered at all. Really, really good defending, good positioning. Probably deserved to give him a 7.5 actually, and that goes for Gabriel. Nobody mentioned Gabriel's name once tonight, and that just goes to show how solid that he was and how resilient his display was. Tomiyasu, though, I'm giving an 8. Balling out. Somebody in the chat called him a warrior, and he just made excellent recoveries. Even when he got lost in the triangles or overlaps, he just came in and reset himself and just absolutely solid. And for me, guys, I don't know. I mean, I would definitely start Zinchenko against Sheffield Wednesday, but I think the game after that we've got, is it Newcastle? I would start him against Newcastle. I would start Tomiyasu. You got to start giving him these flowers now. It's funny, when a player comes in off the bench and puts solid performances like he has, you don't keep them on the bench. You got to reward them somehow. So I'm giving him a solid 8. Jorginho, I give him a 5, and I think he's lucky he's got a 5. I think he should consider himself lucky he's got a 5. Again, time and time again, just giving the ball away, sloppy play in the midfield. I honestly, guys, Gary said it in the beginning of the stream. I don't think he should be starting. I think he should be coming into closing out games. And you know, the last 2 games he started, Chelsea and Sevilla. And Chelsea, I gave him a 3. And tonight I'm giving him a 5, and it's a lucky 5. It should have been a 4. So I just don't think right now at this point that he starts over what? El Nene? I would prefer to start El Nene over him. That's how confident I am in El Nene's displays. I don't think that Jorginho is up to the level at this point. And it's really good because I like him as a player. I like his displays. But over the last 2 games, he hasn't shown me that sharpness. He's just not sharp. His thinking is so slow. He's getting nicked. He's getting beaten. Players are going past him. And he's giving the ball away. Sorry, guys. You might disagree with me, but I say it how I see it. Declan Rice, another 8 out of 10. How many 8s has this guy had this season? Just mature showing, brilliant ball carrying. He was just everywhere he was. Frustrated because he got himself into great positions in the number 8, and Saka just didn't feed him the ball on countless times. A little frustrating for him, but solid display. Martin Odegaard, I'm going to give a 4. Probably should have given him a 3. Another poor performance. And I think he's just physically gassed and overwhelmed with what's going on at the moment. I honestly, guys, think he needs a break. Time to bring Fabio Vieira or Emil Smith-Rowe to play at that number 10 against Sheffield Wednesday. I'm sorry, guys. He's my favourite player.
United.
Yeah. Guys, sorry. He's my favourite player, but I think he needs to be rested. So I've got to be fair as fair can be. Next player up, Saka. Average game from Saka today. He took a knock at the beginning of the game, and it didn't look like he was the same player. Again, a bit like the Chelsea game, we haven't seen the flashes. Couple of times he went past players, but it's just not done on a consistent basis. He's not at his best yet, guys. And I'm going to give him a 5. Jesus, I'm going to give a 9. He's my man of the match. Absolutely brilliant. Just Alexis Sanchez type magic tonight. Blew us away, and well deserved his man of the match. Great performance. And I'm hoping, guys, that he goes on a run after this. I really am. These are the kind of performances where you see it sets up the player for a fantastic run. He's only just got this number 9 role back, and Nketiah has had it for much of the season, and he's only just got the gig back. He was horrible against Chelsea. Tonight he was fantastic. Let's see him go out against Sheffield United and have a blinder over the weekend, yeah? Because he's got it in him, guys, and we need him singing just like he was tonight. That's where we need him.
I don't think he'll be available for Sheffield United. I think that he picked up a little hamstring injury.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they say.
Fingers crossed it's not serious.
Gabriel Martinelli, guys, I'm going to give him a solid 7. Squandered an early chance. He had a chance to put Arsenal up 1-0, and I thought he made a meal of it. It was a good save, as Tony pointed out, but I think he should have done more lifting it past the goalkeeper on that. But really, really good finish. Absolutely fantastic finish. Took his time, very calm. Tony said he didn't even go around the goalie. He more so walked the goalie. The goalie showed his hand. If the goalie was playing poker, he'd have gone done. He'd have got done early on that one. And, Champions League debut for Martinelli as well, guys. This was his first game because of the injury, and he filled it in with a goal. So really good performance from him. Arteta, I'm going to give him 8. He got the tactics right tonight. The way he counter-pressed and he came after them, the gap play was solid. They dominated this game. The scoreline really flatters Sevilla, if I'm honest. We should have won this 3 or 4. And Arteta set his team up tonight in the right way. And it was a good approach to the game after what we saw against Lens. Tony's still looking at his stats. So, Gary, you got the conch.
Yeah, so we start with David Raya. At the moment, I think he's really feeling the pressure. I think he's made a couple of mistakes, and it's weighing in the back of his mind that he doesn't really want to make another one. But that come out diving, these midget keepers with his short T-Rex arm, he gets the back fist on the ball, and that could quite easily have just dropped into the net. So he's not giving me much confidence at the moment, and I don't think he's giving his defence much confidence at the moment. So I'm going to give David Raya a 3 tonight. I think he needs to come to terms with the fact that he's playing for Arsenal, and every game's a big game, and every game you're expected to be at a certain level. And I think that, I mentioned it before, Apollo, I think that's something that Aaron Ramsdale picked up as soon as he came into the team, that you have to be at a certain level of mentality, more so than anything else, and performance. And I think Ray may be struggling with that a little bit at the moment. Ben White, you can tell that Ben White doesn't watch football, because, like you say, he's so lackadaisical on the ball, and the simple things that he should be doing, he fails to do on a regular basis. His defending isn't the greatest, but he can play with the ball at his feet. He can pass, but too many times tonight and against Chelsea, his passes are coming up short or not going to the opposition players, and that's something that needs to be addressed within him. So Ben White gets a 4. Saliba and Gabriel, I think they're immense beasts, absolute rocks of players, and I think they're the best centre-back pairing, maybe in world football. They're right up there. So they both get solid 7s. Neither of them put a foot wrong. They didn't really have a lot to do, but what they did have to do, they accomplished very well. Tomiyasu, what can you say? He was absolutely superb tonight. Considering it's his first start and he hasn't played many minutes, he's come on a sub for like 20 minutes here. But to play in the game in that atmosphere to the level he did for 96 minutes speaks volumes for the player that he is. So he gets an 8.5. I'm going 0.5 above you, Apollo. 8.5. He was solid as a rock. Jorginho. Now, like we said before, we started the stream, I love Jorginho. I think he's a wonderful player. I don't think he's a starter. And if Partey's not there, I think we play right at the 6, and that brings in a Vieira or a Smith Rowe or a Nelson or a Trossard, whoever, Havertz, to play at the 8. Now, Jorginho gave the ball away a few times, but it was a mixed game, because as much as he gave the ball away, he was tidy on the other side of the coin. So I'm going to give him a 6. I thought he was kind of in the middle of okay. So I'm going to give him a 6. Declan Rice, I think the guy is just unbelievable.
Brilliant.
We all saw him at West Ham and what he'd done for them, and he's brought that into the Arsenal team. He loves the dirty side. He very rarely loses a tackle. He covers everything. He sees everything. And another fantastic performance from him tonight. I'm going to give him an 8.5. Odegaard. Now, I love Odegaard. I think he's been a revelation since he signed for us permanently. But like you mentioned, Apollo, he has played almost every minute of every game for 2 years. And his work rate, he's the first one to go and press, runs back, forward, sideways, up, down. I think he needs a rest. And when you've got the games coming up against Sheffield United and the teams like that, I think you can afford to give him a break. So I'm going to give Odegaard a 3. Saka, I'm not sure that he's over this Achilles injury that he supposedly has. And I think it's in the back of his mind. Was lucky to stay on the pitch for as long as he did today because he didn't really contribute anything to the game. So I'm going to give Saka a 4. Jesus was phenomenal tonight. In the first half, he made the right decision sliding through Martinelli. Beginning the second half, he made the right decision to cut inside and shoot straight away. Excellent. But there was also the side of his game crept in a little bit where he wants to do too much. I think if he gets that out of his game and simplifies his game.
Sorry, Gary. Sorry, this is Arteta.
And the impact he had, especially going forward today. How happy does it make you look at this performance?
Well, that's what we need. You need magic moments in big games, and you need the big players to step in and create those moments. And we had a big opening in the first few minutes as well with Martinelli through to score, and we didn't. And we need that. We need the players to perform at the best. And today he's done something special.
When he came off, was it just a precautionary? Was it an injury?
No. He felt something in his hamstring. So let's see.
Yeah, hamstring.
Assessed immediately. I saw him obviously grab for the hamstring, but
he straight away asked to be subbed, which is not good news because Gabi is not a player that does that at all. So we have to wait and see in the next few days.
When you think about the reflection that you had in game week 2 and now where you are in terms of the maturity your team performed in game week 3 now, are you seeing the growth and understanding these European nights?
It's about experiences and learning from those experiences. And when you lose something, you learn much more than when you win. And it was a very different team that we played in Lens. We had moments that we were very dominant. And today, again, we have to suffer, and it's necessary to suffer when you are here to win again.
More than anything else, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Before I let you go again, Gary, it's difficult when you play in a Champions League. Your first 3 games, 1 home, 2 away. I think more has to be said about that schedule rather than having the home the home ties go your way. So that maybe has to be looked at it as well. Go on, Gary. Carry on.
Yes, I think. Well done with Jesus. Yeah, I think if he learns to simplify his game and use his skill like he did with setting up Martinelli, I think you would see a majorly different player rather than beat the guy 2 or 3 times, beat him once, use the ball, progress through the field, make a run, pick up the pass, cross the ball, just simplify the game. But I thought he was amazing tonight, and I hope the injury is not too serious to him because he is a big player for us, and he was my man of the match as well, with a solid 9. Martinelli, I think he should have scored the first one he had, but the good thing was that it didn't bother him because when he went through just before half time, he coolly walked past the keeper and just slotted it into the empty net. So he gets a 7.5. I thought he was really good, but again, another one that needs to make better decisions. Arteta set the team up well. The tactics worked. I'm not too sure about Jorginho starting, and I think he should have made subs probably about 10 minutes earlier. Jesus has got a hamstring injury now. I said it just before he went down that he was out on his feet, and that's when injuries try to creep in when you've reached your levels and your muscles can't go anymore. You make one run, one pass, one shot. You're going to pick up these little tweaks in your hamstrings and your thighs, back or wherever it may be. And I think he could have just made them subs a little bit earlier. So Arteta gets a 7.
So we're looking at Declan Rice's touch map at the moment, and they were showing some key recovery plays that he made defensively, which was, I mean, these things all go unnoticed. And what a player in him that we have. G is saying, Tony, is Tony around? Tony, are you ready to do your play ratings?
Yeah, I'm just looking through so many stats at the moment.
That's all right, mate. G says, Gary, do you know what a muff is?
I'm not even going to answer that question live on air.
Tony, I know. Yeah, okay, so I won't go.
It's a hand warmer thing, isn't it? That babies have, no?
No.
Babies don't.
What it is, it's a term that people like me and Tony Cox use in regards to American football. So when a punter is receiving a ball, if the ball is not caught correctly and hits another part of his body, it's called muffed. And that means that the ball then becomes live for the opposition to gain possession in American football. So
it's like a fumble.
Yeah, like a fumble, but different, because if it touches a fumble is when you drop a ball. A muff is when you don't catch a ball and then it touches your body and it becomes live. If it doesn't touch your body, then you can recover the ball as a dead ball. But if it touches any part of your body, it's then live for anyone to gain possession with, and they call that muff. They say he muffed.
Yeah, because obviously I've heard the expression muff, like, oh, you might muff that up. Like, but I mean, that was like from. I mean, I'm 50, and that was like used when I was a kid. I haven't heard it for about 40 years. So it's when you said it, it just reminded me. It took me back to when I was a kid. You proper muffed that up, like when you had a shot at goal and it went 3 mile wide, or it hit the goal on the other pitch. You muffed that. What a muff that was. Yeah, so I know that expression.
Unfortunately, only Americans would understand the terminology when I say it. But Tony knew what I was talking about straight away. Anyway, Tony, you got the conch.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of data just to analyze very briefly. But yeah, I was interested in that little graphic that TNT had just shown about Declan Rice, because to me, he's showing week after week now such a level of consistency and impact play from a defensive perspective. His interceptions. We knew before he came that this guy has a high number of interceptions. He reads the game exceptionally well. And it's just showing week in and week out. His reading of the game is exceptional. So, I think Bertrand was a little bit... about the 100 million, but I don't think anybody is looking now and thinking that was a little bit of a high price right now, because
I think it's a snip, Tone. I think it's a snip.
Exactly. So yeah, look, Jesus.
Sorry, Tony, before you go.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely right, G. He is a marvel, and putting players around him, I think I'll be drooling when I see him and Partey and Odegaard on the pitch together.
And don't forget Timber.
We talked about this at the weekend, didn't we, Gal?
Arteta making us wait for it, man. It's like, wait for it.
Yeah. But
But sorry, Tone. The good thing is, though, Apollo, that we don't have to rush Partey back if he's picked up a little niggle, because we have Declan Rice. So the although the drop off in transition is still a vast chasm, the drop off in defensive ability is probably more so with Declan Rice than it is with Thomas Partey.
Well, and I said that in the preview. I said we're struggling offensively. A lot of that has got to do with Thomas Partey. His transition to Odegaard was the key last season. That's gone. That's gone, and we're trying to figure it out with Havertz. We're trying to figure out at the 8. We're trying to figure out with all these different players, and all it really is just like Odegaard has just been freezed out because we've got no Thomas Partey. That link has gone. But in saying that, defensively we've become a stronger team. Go on, Tony.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll do my ratings. I think Raya's 4 is probably right in the right place. I'm not giving up on David Raya. You know, I do think the next game Aaron Ramsdale has to play because I think that's only fair. You know, Raya's been fallible in situations where Ramsdale doesn't find himself in those situations. And if Mikel Arteta is actually being fair, then he does get Ramsdale in at the weekend and say, go on, do what you do, so that we can actually see, you know, where the improvement is and who actually is the better keeper. Ben White, 5 is pretty much where I'd put him. Saliba and Gabriel, I want to pump them both up to an 8 because I think they just become such rocks at the back. You know, they both had 100% tackle ratings today. They instigate so much in terms of possession of the ball. You know, you don't realize that they're actually touching the ball more than most other players on the pitch. I think they were respectively 55 and 45 for Saliba and 45 for Gabriel. Nobody else is touching the ball that much. So, you know, that kind of tells you a great deal about how good they are ball playing centre halves. Tomiyasu, I'm going to nip him a little bit further ahead of the last two. Although I gave them an 8, I give Tomiyasu an 8.5 because I think he was outstanding today. Jorginho, I'd agree with your 5. Rice, I'd also agree with your 8. Odegaard, I'm not. You see, the thing with Odegaard is, even if his performance is not the greatest, his work rate cannot be negative.
Yeah.
So
It's a little bit like Eddie. It's a bit like Eddie. You know, the pressing from the front is the foundation, it's standard. He's going to do it. So anything else that he does in the game is a bonus. Yeah.
Yeah. So
minimum requirement for Arteta.
5. Saka, I'll give him a 5. Jesus, I'm happy with you 9. Martinelli, I'm going to give an 8.5 because I thought he was dangerous. Arteta, yeah, I'm cool with the 8. But yeah, Declan Rice, Tomiyasu, very good performance by you two.
So, guys, yeah, overall, fantastic win. Let me just take this off. We look at the table and then we can close everything off. Let's have a look at the table. Let's get it up here and see where that leaves us. So we can see here, Arsenal go top of Group B. And there was a little bit of a, not doom and gloom, but there was a little bit of a reality check from me when I talked about this game. If we lost tonight, if it turned out that we didn't win, then we would have had 3 points from 3 games. But overall now, this is the 3 games gone. Everybody's played half their way through, and Arsenal lead the table. Not do they just lead the table, but they've got Lens at the Emirates. I think it's key there for everybody to understand how important that is to the table, because if you play Lens at the Emirates and win, you then have that 4-point lead factor, and the nearest team behind you are Sevilla. Sevilla and PSV are both on 2 points. The draws is what's really played us in our favor. Everyone's kind of, you know, drawing with each other, and it's Arsenal kind of picking up the wins. You know, they're the only team in the division with 2 wins, and so that's really positive for them. Gary, thoughts on the table? Happy with where we are at the moment?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, after the Lens game, I think maybe we after the PSV game, we obviously thought this is going to be a simple thing, but obviously we came crashing back down to earth against Lens. So it was important to come and win here tonight and put in a good performance, which we did. So I can't see no reason why we don't get out of this group.
Yeah, Tony, you happy? Goal difference, everything's looking good, mate.
Yeah, everything looking happy. I'm comfortable where we are. 3 games to go. You know, if we can win the next 2 and hopefully be in a position to rest some players potentially for the final game, that would be good. But yeah, you know, there's so much of this season to go. You know, the new year with a new striker potentially in the mix could open up all kinds of opportunities. So let's see how we go.
And as I said to you guys before, key thing to remember is Arsenal have played 2 away games in their first 3 matches, which means in the latter 3 games, there'll be 2 home games there. So it is advantage Arsenal now in this group. And I think that is really important for where we want to be moving forward. So, guys, that's it for us tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the coverage. Arsenal get a vital win in Spain. They moved top of Group B. Jesus, he was the man. Absolutely superb. He set up Martinelli with an unbelievable assist. If you haven't seen it now, go and check it out on YouTube. He twists 2 guys, and then he puts the ball in between another 2 guys for Martinelli. And this was when he was 40 yards from goal. It was absolutely brilliant. Then he, in the box, he's actually outside the box on the left, makes his way inside the box, brings it on his right foot and rifles it in, almost Alexis Sanchez-esque, into the top right corner of the net. So Arsenal just, and the performance, guys, tonight was absolutely dominant away from home. This is what I like to see, and I really enjoyed it. Final thoughts, Gary, final thoughts?
Yeah, pleased with the performance, even though we may have made slightly harder work than it maybe should have been. But again, another win. Confidence flows through the team. Onwards and upwards. Sheffield United up next. Let's go steamroller them and carry on for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
game by game.
Carry on being unbeaten. Tony?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the unbeaten run, if we can carry that on, then I'm good to go. So
excellent,
yeah.
Guys. Listen, enjoy your evening. I'm gonna go and get a well. I actually think I'm gonna jump in the bath now and enjoy that victory. And I'll speak to you guys over the weekend. Don't forget, guys, we've got Friday night Premier League show, so we'll see you then. Nice one, guys. Peace out, man.
No worries. See you later, guys. See you later, everyone.